put the feds back in the hood and it look good now, don't it? Check,
With
check.
a vengeance.
I put the feds back in the hood and it look good now, don't it?
Check one, two.
Let's own it. Put the feds back in the hood and it look good now, don't it?
Man, I love this.
Y'all ready?
Check one,
Yeah.
two. Check one, two.
I'm ready.
Check one, two. Yeah. Let's go.
I'm ready. Let's go.
Check it. We gonna get this right. One take.
I put the feds back in the hood and it look good now, don't it? Get your own Quran and you can be a god that's on it. I put the feds back in the hood and it look good now, don't it? Get your own Quran and you can be a god that's on it. I used to rock with these temples and the moors the long way, but they all are super fraud and they not getting the way they want me to keep it quiet. Who I tell it to their face? I'm flipping over tables on my way to the 8. The Harker Bay said it, now it's time for me to prove it. Got the same address and I ain't planning on moving. The internet got these dope fiends acting around with Dirty Frankie and some mess that he know he can't handle. When I pull up and I pull out on 1, 2, 5. Don't be telling me you 60 when I let that thing rip. Overhand or close fist. Put your veneers on the curb, put your chin on the back of your neck. And that's my word. I put the feds back in the hood and it look good now, don't it? Get your own Quran and you can be a god, let's own it. I put the feds back in the hood and it look good now, don't it? Get your own Quran and you can be a god, let's own it. Let me ask you, who doing it like Harker Bay?
Nobody.
Who the people's grand sheep?
I am.
Huh? Show me a more doing it like Harker Bay.
Ain't nothing.
And I shut my mouth. Let's go. I can't wait to see Roy Bay and sit him on his back pockets for the simple fact he disrespect the prophet when he speak. He embarrassing. He ain't a Moorish American. The camera and carrot chip, so I will embarrass him. After that, I dip and take a trip to Carbondale. Nah, it ain't the hood, but oh well. I'm coming with all the shells. Find Yuck Bay, dozing off the Zola. Civilized the savage, so she can hate no more. I put the feds back in the hood and it look good now, don't it? Get your own Quran and you can be a god, we own it. I put the feds back in the hood and it look good now, don't it? Get your own Quran and you can be a god, we own it. You come up against me, you know you gon' lose. Salt and pepper, gold teeth, lost it all for some views. Grown man wearing rabbit ears, acting like a wild coon. Had a whole squad looking like a buffoon. I'm the man, just admit it. You wanna do it how I did it, forget it. It's my time now, good riddance. Oh yeah, Neil Bay, you late with the court date. Don't make the Moorish world citizens wait. Come on. Put the feds back in the hood and it look good now, don't it? Get your own Quran, you can be a god, we own it. I put the feds back in the hood and it look good now, don't it? Get your own Quran, you can be a god, we own it. I put the feds back in the hood and it look good now, don't it? Get your own Quran, you can be a god, we own it. I put the feds back in the hood and it look good now, don't it? Now get your own Quran, you can be a god, we own it.
He says to Harker Bay, Toronto Johnson, I call for a Moorish court on brother Toronto Johnson and anybody who's riding with him with this scandal or with these videos of me and my wife frauding the people.
Check it.
I never saw my brothers and sisters serving these packages when I was with Daweed Ali and them and Taj and them used to come to Chicago.
I laid them old boys to rest. They was dead sleep anyway. Sleepwalking, they keep talking. I probably catch a charge and don't care what any say. Nobody. Yeah, I'm the people's grand sheik and the people's grand sheik ain't seen a man I can't beat. Only the gods is my equal. You mortals, you just my sequel. You just my sequel. What the 85ers? Dip divers? Trying to symbolize us? You already dead. Who done got up in your head? Rent free. You wanna know who sent me? Sent you. Leg, head. I tried to pull you out the bed, but you got up all groggy. Started talking real crazy, eyes foggy. Couldn't see through the fog. Then I had to bring the dogs, barking all up in your ear, acting like you don't care. Oh, you don't care? Like you don't preserve life. Oh yeah. And you really don't care, right? Oh, you don't care, right? Well, we gon' really check that, bet that, respect that. Since you said you ain't scared to die.
Check 1, 2, can you hear me?
I laid them young boys to rest. They was dead sleep anyway. I laid them boys to rest.
Press 7, can you hear me?
Sleepwalking anyway. I'm the people's grand sheik. I ain't seen a man I can't beat. I laid them young boys to
Check,
rest.
check, check. Yeah.
They were sleepwalking anyway. I would take you on any day. Michigan, New York, Cali, where you at? What you thought?
All right.
From that town to Baltimore,
Where you at? Where
every
you at?
roll is all raw. They ready. Chop
I'm getting nervous. We're gonna stop the music. I'm getting nervous. I'm getting nervous. The doc is always on time. I just talked to the doc not even an hour ago. I'm getting nervous. I'm getting nervous, doc. Hey, doc, come on, doc, man, please don't do this, doc. Doc, you said anybody can challenge you, doc. Come on, doc. What you doing, doc? Hey, doc, come on, doc. What you doing, doc? You making me nervous, doc. Come on, man. Come on, doc. Doc making me nervous, man. Doc know it was 10 o'clock our time. It's 20 after, doc. Come on, doc. Doc, you play. Doc, stop, doc. I sent you the link, doc. Doc says, send me the link. Can you please, doc? Oh, my goodness, doc. I just talked to you like an hour before the show. We know it's 10 o'clock, doc. It's 10:20 on the East Coast. Oh, doc, you making me nervous, doc. Come on, man. I thought you was my Muhammad Ali, brother. I thought you was Mike Tyson. I thought you was the MWTv Floyd Mayweather, man. Come on, man. Oh my God, man. I'm sitting up here talking all this stuff. You know what I mean? Oh man. I'm talking. I sent you the link, doc. I sent it through your phone and I emailed it to you. I wanted to make sure you got it, doc. Man, all this talking, I've been talking about you, doc. Oh my goodness. I emailed it to you. He said, email it to me. I did email it to you. Oh my God, doc. Don't do this, doc. Oh, leg. Oh, hey. Grand Chief, assalamu alaikum. Peace and blessings to you and your family too, my brother. Peace and blessings, family. So, Thin Blue Line Soldier, man, thank you for everything that you do. Thank you for all the support. I hope y'all was enjoying the interview I just did. I got some more interviews coming up. Hold on. But thank you, Thin Blue Line. Thank you. Assalamu alaikum, Islam, peace and love. But Doc made me nervous, man. Hold up. Hey, Doc. Doc. You know I'm Aries, man. Can you hear me, Doc?
I can hear you. Can you hear me?
I can hear you loud and clear, Doc. You know I'm an Aries.
All right, brother.
I get nervous. My trigger fingers start itching. I don't know what to do. I get nervous. You know what I mean? I've been talking about you. Doc say anybody.
I'm ready.
Before
I'm ready.
Brother Damon X, ain't nobody wanted to talk to you. I tried.
Yes, sir.
I tried. I told my brothers in the NOI that's been on the show, come talk to my brother. Nothing. Then my brother Damon X come in and man, listen. So this is what we gonna do. All right, this is gonna be an organized conversation. And the good thing about you good brothers is that y'all are very respectful and y'all are very raw. Y'all are very raw. So, but y'all are not disrespectful.
That's right.
And I want y'all to be the catalyst of how to have a conversation, even if you disagree, but still can be respectful as men, kings. You know what I'm saying? Men
That's right.
Kings.
That's right.
What the people have done. Because them other goofy channels that always have a debate, they always got to go down in the mud.
Right. No.
This is all information. And so I don't expect that from y'all. But I got to say this for those who are watching. This is how a respectable conversation goes. Even if
It's two polar differences. And I don't know if that's the truth yet, but I know we're about to get busy. So this is how we're going to do it. Let me allow you to meet our brother and friend. If you consider yourself in the camera, our brother and
Certainly.
friend, Damon X. Damon X. This is Doc Mauricelm X. Oh yeah. You know what I mean? Like Malcolm
Assalamu
X.
alaikum.
Walaikum salam, dear brother. I'm happy to see you. It's a pleasure.
You
So
too.
with
You
that
too.
being said, what we're gonna do, because you have been on the show quite a few times,
Yes.
and I just call you Doc for short. You know how we go. You've been on the show quite a few times, and
Yes.
uh,
Yes.
our brother Damon X has a few things that he wants to get clarification about. Now, so what I'm gonna do is he's my understanding is that he got quite a
Okay.
few things. You understand? He got quite a
Is
few
my
things.
mic too loud?
Yeah, it is.
Is mine
They're saying my mic is loud.
is
Yeah, it's
mine
very
mic too
loud.
loud?
Trying to. How about now? Is
Down a
that
little more.
okay?
A little more.
How about now?
A little more. A little more.
More?
You sound a little better now. I think that'll be good.
Is my
So
mic is my mic too loud, brother
no,
Bay?
you
I
sound
can't
good.
hear you.
You might got to get closer a little bit or speak up just a little.
Who, me?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Okay.
So let me. You still loud, Doc, so you can go down just a little more. All right. So Doc, he said he has quite a few conversations of interest, right? Have quite a few conversations of interest. Um, and so what I'm going to do is I'm going to give him a time of like 15 minutes, and then that you respond, and then I'll give it back to him, and then we have a conversation on other topics going around. I just want to try to keep it organizing.
Well, you know what, bro? Because I really won't need like 15 minutes to
No,
make.
you can take whatever you want. When you finish,
Okay.
just say so. But I want you to be
Gotcha.
able to comfortably
Gotcha.
present what you want to present. You know what I
Oh,
mean?
got you. Yes,
And
sir.
then after he responds to your main points, we can jump it around and have a conversation on it. All right?
Oh, all right. All right. That'll work.
All right. So with that being said, brother Damon X, the floor is yours, my brother.
All right. Again, to everyone listening, and to Brother Bay, to the doc, just definitely want to uh, give y'all thanks for even wanting to listen to me, because really, you can't hear me?
Now we can hear you.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry. So I'm really a nobody, you can say. Um, I don't have a platform. I'm not pushing anything to get likes or to um, make money, anything like that. Just was perusing through YouTube, saw this interview, and was just kind of dismayed at some of the stuff that I heard. Um, and my main thing was really to start off something that I was taught from from Brother Minister, um, Farrakhan, from Brother Minister Dr. Khalid, from a lot of the elders, a lot of the OGs from the first resurrection of the nation, definitely um, dealing with credibility. And my thing was, again, when you're dealing with religious dogma, when you're dealing with just theology, everyone's going to have a difference of an opinion, a difference of reinterpretation or interpretation. And I mean, we can have YouTube debates on that from here till next year. So, and I just feel for certain things that might be good, but I'm not in the ministry of the Nation of Islam. So I feel that when it comes to real deep theological things, I wouldn't be representing the nation or anyone that has helped raise me, into the knowledge of self by addressing that. But there were some things that the brother stated that really just I don't I don't believe it. I don't take it as actual facts. And again, I just wanted to get some clarity. Maybe we have a difference of understanding. I don't know, but we can figure that out. But again, when I was thinking about listening to the speech, and I went through it twice in the past couple of days, and it was just so much. So there's only a couple of points that I just will hit. But my main thing is really dealing with credibility, because as an educator myself, you have to be credible when teaching or giving information that can transform someone's thoughts or even someone's lives. And if a person is not credible, then you have to come back and look at, well, who are they? What are they doing? And Brother Taharkas Bey is basically, what he's been doing is really, he's been doing what has been going on. I've noticed in this new generation, a lot of people dry snitching on themselves, a lot of people telling on themselves, and a lot of people being called to the carpet. And in case in point, with this brother Najee Muhammad in Cleveland, being a Cleveland native, I don't know who this brother is. And even the information that Brother Taharka has exposed about Brother Malik Zulu Shabazz, I kind of had an eternal kind of like, yo, this ain't the same Brother Malik that I known back in 91, like, or not know, but grown accustomed, did a little research, and was like, this can't be the same brother. And then again, with social media stuff that I read, that I thought someone else posted in his name, I was like, this is crazy. Brother Malik would never say stuff like that. And then came out, it did. Brother Taharka made some points that I kind of thought were, I thought they were kind of, iffy, but again, I wasn't there. I don't know, but Brother Taharka made knowledge born and show and prove that, what I thought was wrong was indeed wrong. So, the credibility with Malik Zulu Shabazz, for one, is shot. And I can't trust anything he says or does. So again, when it was coming up to deal with this brother here, I just wanted to at least get a little bit of background information, just so I know who I'm dealing with, because I never heard of the brother, and I know Brother Bey does not just let anybody come in, and he probably does, but he, I think he wanted to even at least get a little bit of information on who this person is, so they don't come onto his show, waste his time, waste all you viewers' time, and then turn out just to be a big waste of time. Because we're living, in the last days. I could tell that, we don't have time to be wasted on just frivolous, and just, stuff that doesn't make any difference. So my thing was trying to get some background information, and Doc, I just had I had some questions about your background, and I think that's my main focus on that, because I still believe that to Brother Taharka, to the people that are watching now or might watch in the future, if we're not credible, yourself or myself, if we're not credible, people shouldn't have to waste their time listening to anything that we say, because anything that comes out of our mouths is basically poison, is basically untruth. So, my main thing is definitely being credible. That's one thing that I was taught in the nation. That's one thing I was taught growing up, and then in my schooling. So I really want you to, if you can show and prove, in no limited time, right on the spot, or standing on your square, as some would say, your background, who you are, and if you can provide some type of proof and actual facts on that, so people can understand who they are. I think I've done my share when I spoke last with Brother Taharka, but if not, I still have some other information that I can reveal for people just to figure out, well, who are you, Damon X? What makes you so special? So anything I ask, I definitely will respond in kind on that. But I'm just kind of trying to find some background information. The mathematics just didn't add up. Or like folks say, the math ain't mathing to me. So just bring me clarity, because I could be I just can be ignorant in my own thinking. So if you can assist with that and establish credibility, then we can go forward from that and decide if your words are truly right and exact, or are they just falsehood and half truths.
What are you talking about? I'm trying.
Okay, well, first you say that you're a doctor. So
Okay.
Can you provide some proof besides the MPI number? Because I did look that up. Okay, you have an MPI number, but your schooling. Where did you go? Where did you go for undergrad? Where did you go for graduate school? Things like that. And I take that you're in your office. Am I correct?
Your mic is way too loud, Doc. Way too loud, Doc.
My mic is turned all the way down, brother. Let me see.
All right, don't worry. Hold on. Let me see. I got you.
How about now? Is it still loud?
Don't worry. All right, go ahead.
How about now?
I got you.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, you okay? Go ahead. I got you now. Go ahead.
Yeah. Okay.
Can you hear me now?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Is that all right?
Yeah. I'm adjust you from here. I got the controls over here. Go ahead. You can talk. Go ahead. He said, "Where did you graduate?" I think that's what he was saying.
Can't hear him now.
He's not saying anything.
I'm trying to talk.
Oh, okay.
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
All right, is that good?
Yes, sir.
All right, brother, my NPI and stuff is out there. I went to Navy Bureau of Medicine and Surgery, Army Bureau of Medicine and Surgery. I was in the military. I have with me my med card for that.
Okay.
Hold up. For those who don't know, what is that? Because no, not your med card. For those who don't know, what school was that? For those who don't know, I don't have a horse in a race, but right. I just if
okay,
like
so
I went to Hampton University, we know what that is. So I never heard of that. So help us with that.
BUMED. BUMED training, that's with the United States Army and Navy. That's in Boston, right? And they also have a UAMS, which is University of Arkansas Medical Sciences. So you should be able to find that on the web. That information is also attached to my NPI as well as my business. So if you research,
no, I think what he's asking is, like if you're in a doctor's office or in a business, he asking, do you have a degree or something like that you could display? Not that we have to look up, because he said, listen what he said. He said that if somebody asks me to provide, I'm gonna try to provide everything. He's saying, do you have a degree from somewhere to confirm your? I don't want to speak for them.
Well, yeah, I'm just saying that.
First of all,
you say that you're in your.
First of all, let me say this.
Yes, sir.
And you can do or display whatever you want to. I'm not gonna put that kind of personal information for whatever reason, because that attacks my livelihood. That's the first thing. Okay. And unlike your degree, wherever you got it from,
okay,
I'm not going to put myself out there, because I have to live in my business and I have to see people that I'm seeing, and that's both unethical and it's foolish. That's the first thing. Now, again, you can go on the web.
Hold up, Doc. I don't want to take sides, but that's not true, Doc.
Well, here's the thing.
No, Doc. Hold up, Doc. You my man. You my guy. But if you go to the doctor's office, no. Doctors always have their degrees on the wall. Teachers, professors, everybody do. So that, come on, Doc.
Well, you know what?
I had on the show
If
yesterday.
you go on the web,
Brother Tarka,
you can find. If you go on the web, you can find that information. If you found my NPI, then you can also find that virtual information on the web. You should also be able to find on the web. I also posted my studies in religion. You should be able to find that on the web. I am not going to display that.
All right.
Hold on a minute. Yes, you should be able to find that, and that's out there. Now let's get to some real stuff, because this is foolish.
Oh no, Doc. No, Doc. You can't control this one, Doc.
Okay, you're all right.
No. You requested that you can bring and you can ask me whatever you want. You did that. Yeah. So now somebody shows up.
All right.
You can't control this.
He's able to pull it up.
He's able to pull it up. Hold, Doc.
Okay.
No. We're not going to let this happen, Doc. You said it. You said you can bring anybody you want. You can bring somebody to the
I did say that.
This brother reached out to me.
You're right.
Here we go. So I can't control this.
I did say that, but
you didn't answer. Let's move on now. What you wanted to say, brother Damon X?
Well, okay, you can have that, but again, it's dealing with credibility.
All right. Well, brother, go on. Go ahead.
So anything that I ask, I can pull up. So I just wanted to pull up first, so no one can think. Here is my degree from Cleveland State University. I don't know if you can see it. I don't know if there's a glare. Can y'all see that?
Yes, sir.
All right. This is a legitimate diploma. It's embossed. It's nothing fake or photocopy.
Okay.
If you check out this website here, Churchill Classics,
I see it.
This was a $200 a frame just to put my diploma in. Again, Cleveland State. I went to Cleveland State. This is my bachelor's in education. Here is my master's degree from Indiana Wesleyan University. I'll move it up so you can see my name.
Right.
Yeah, I have a master's.
Right.
Okay? People can see it. I don't have no problem.
That's good.
Hold up, Doc. You gotta let him finish, Doc. No. Because I want to make this organized. I don't want people jumping in and out. I want to let him finish.
I don't have a problem stating what I am. Too many people, and I'm pretty sure your viewers or all the viewers can attest, too many people claim to be something that they're not. So that's just that. So again, you said that we can go online and check your information. So as I stated, and you just give me a second here to pull it up. And one of the main reasons why I asked was because I couldn't find any information about your education, about your background. That was just the main reason why I was asked, because again, I'm not saying I know everything. I'm just looking for information to see who I am dealing with. So here is, just to show folks that I did do some research. Let me share. Thank you, Brother Bay, for showing me how to share stuff on here. Okay, I believe it's this one. All right, here I'm going to share. Let me know if you all can see this. Is it showing? Can you all see this?
Yes, I can see it.
All right, so this is the MPI. I never heard of an MPI until the brother talked about it. So there's your MPI number. I don't know if anybody can get an MPI number or not, but then I looked at your profile here. Okay, so you said that you don't want to provide that type of information to the public, but I'm saying if you're providing an address that you said, if I heard you mistakenly say that you live, I don't know if you said you live there, or you just are based out of there, but if you have this information, I think showing your degrees, and this is your office, you're currently in your office, it wouldn't be hard just to pull down and show your degrees. Every doctor medical doctor, non-medical doctor that I went to their office or their classrooms, they've had equal access, to their degrees. So again, I went down here, and again, I don't see anything. You said we have to do the research. You can do the research. I did the research. Okay. I'm not seeing anything that says what school you went to. So you're telling us, and this is the thing that if you claim to be a student or a protege of Dr. Khalid, Dr. Khalid was very matter of fact. We do everything right and exact, right down to modern times. We don't waste time, and you're telling us to do the research. Okay, I'm doing the research. This is the MPI, and I still don't see anything that states where you got your medical, what schools you went to. And being that, you claim to be a doctor, I'm just saying, if I'm wrong, please correct me in my ignorance and show me here on this site where it states where you went to school. Because I still haven't heard where you said you received your bachelor's degree. I didn't hear where you received your master's degree, and I still didn't hear you correctly state where you received your PhD. And also, again, to be a doctor of psychiatric or psychiatry clinician, excuse me if I'm saying it wrong. Let me pull something else up again. Wait, is it here? Did I already have it up here? Oh, right here. Is my screen still sharing, Brother Bay? Brother Bay?
Yes, sir.
Oh, okay. Is my screen still sharing?
Yes, sir. You got it on the MPI profile page.
Okay. How do I? Okay.
You gotta come out there. If you want to open another page, you stop that and you reshare.
Okay. All right. Excuse me, Brother Doctor, Brother Bay, and all of the listeners. Again, this is the first time using this thing. So let me stop the screen and then let me reshare just some more information. Again, we're all about information. I found this here again because when it's not dealing with education and the science of education, I really don't know anything else. To be a psychologist, it says right here, I got this from the National Alliance on Mental Illness. I've heard you say before, brother, that's what you deal with. So the degree requirements are Doctor of Philosophy in the field of psychology or Doctor of Psychology. You have to have your license boards in each state, not just an MPI. So, I'm looking for this information. I cannot find it. So if you can at least clear that up so I know that I'm actually dealing with an actual doctor of philosophy or a doctor of psychology, then it can go that way. You are actually dealing with an educator, with a teacher, with the degrees that's required to become a teacher and to be a teacher. So and it was nothing about, I didn't tell nobody to get online and search my name up and search me up. No, we're about show and proving, standing on our square, right and exact right now. All this, you can do the research. We're not going to have this. One thing I noticed, you stated that over 30, I think like 35 times I've counted about you can do the research. You can do the research. Well, again, if we're ignorant in what we don't know, you have to provide facts. If a student is asking me how to complete a algebra equation, I can't just tell them, well, just get online, do your research and figure it out. No, I have to show and prove. I have to stand right there and teach them and show them right there. I don't tell them all of that. And it just seems nowadays with the advent of social media, people are always just saying, go do the research yourself. Go do it yourself. Nah, see, I'm from the old school. I joined the nation in 1989. I've been getting knowledge of self since 88, 87. And it wasn't about, when people said something, they stood on a square right then and there and broke it down. And then if they didn't have the information handily available right then and there to them, it was nothing more than going to the library. You know, we didn't have the internet back then. I had to go in and actually do the research, you know, and, you know, unfortunately, we have too many Google fingers that people can just Google and then get one thing and say, oh, I know what's going on. But that's not how we do it. So if you can, again, I'll go back to the MPI. If you can show me where you went to school, that will definitely help. The excuses, you know, there's a saying when I was pledging Omega Psi Phi Fraternity Incorporated, we had a thing about excuses. And it goes, excuses are tools of the incompetent, which builds monuments of nothingness. Those that specialize in the use of them seldom make do of anything else. So, you know, we're past making excuses and coming up with excuses, you know. So if you can clear that up, that will be one of the main things we can do.
So
the math ain't math.
So I yield the floor to Doc, and Doc, you can take it away. You got 10 minutes to just take it away, brother. Show and prove. Oh, Doc. Okay, now you good.
If you've researched that, you got your research and you can do the rest. You'll find that information that you're looking for. I'm not going to do that work for you, brother. I'm not going to do that work for you. I have nothing to prove. This is something that you want to see. So just like you found my NPI, which I have to register with my education, you should be able to find the other stuff that you need. But I respect the fact that you'll come on and ask the questions. I think that's great. And the good thing about it is that we do have internet and you're able to do whatever you need to do. Now, I think you're a good brother.
Keep going, brother. I'm just going to get some water. My throat is parched. Keep going. I can hear you.
Yeah. I think you're a good brother. I heard the show prior. I heard the show. And I think you're a brother on the track. I wanna get to Dr. Khalid Muhammad.
We could definitely do with that, bro. We could definitely do with that.
For one thing, I don't even know who you are. I've never seen you before in my life. I've never seen you.
I stated I'm a nobody.
No, hold on a minute. But you made the claim.
Let him talk, Damon X. Let him talk.
You made the claim.
My fault, bro.
That you knew Dr. Khalid Muhammad, and you were part of his inner circle. Brother, I don't know who you are. I know Malik Zulu Shabazz. I know Hashim Mzinga. I know the original Naji Shaka Muhammad. I've never seen you before. Never seen you before in my life. Now, I've known Dr. Khalid since 1986.
Mm-hmm.
Since 1986. I've never seen you before in my life. And whatever your position is, I have to respect it.
Okay.
Because I don't know where you're coming from. I don't know who you are. I don't. But I have to respect your position. You haven't been disrespectful, not to me.
No need to.
You haven't been disrespectful, not to me. But Brother Damon.
Yes, sir.
I don't know who you are.
Okay. And that's what we're establishing credentials. Okay. Right? So we can establish.
You showed a few pictures that look like groupie pictures. You showed a few pictures that look like groupie pictures. Where you could have taken those pictures. Dr. Khalid probably came through Cleveland. You could have taken those pictures.
Mm-hmm.
You could have taken those pictures, but I've never seen you.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I was around Dr. Khalid sometime, especially in the military. When I did duty posts in the military, I wasn't around him then. Maybe it was then. I don't know. Because at that point, I was in Germany.
Okay.
Maybe it was then. But I'll say I've never seen you before in my life.
You're correct.
I've never seen you before in my life. I don't know anything about you. I've never seen you in any temples that I've been at.
Okay.
I've never seen you.
All right.
So, these pictures that you took, I saw 3 of them. Dr. Khalid had on the same clothing. I hope, and it's okay to take pictures with people or whatever. that's all right. But I've never seen you. I understand that you were upset that I had said something about Minister Farrakhan. That upset you.
Okay.
Well, you know, brother, there are things people gonna say that will upset people. You're gonna have to put your big boy pants on for that, because I'll say it in your face. I think Farrakhan's a fraud.
Okay.
And I think he's pulling in these white people. I don't trust it.
Okay.
His son married a white woman. There are Muslims that women calling themselves black that are not black, that are inside the Muslim movement.
Okay.
His son.
Hey Doc,
Okay.
let me interrupt, because I don't want to get too far off track, because this is what you asked for. I don't want to get off track with that. But you said he showed a picture, and you say a few pictures, but you know they say a picture is worth 1,000 words. And this is the brother when he was with Dr. Khalid as a fan or friend. Who knows? That's
like I said, bro. At that time,
let me just finish, brother. Let me just finish, Damon X.
I'm sorry.
Whether it's a fan or friend pick is immaterial. It's irrelevant. He's actually showing a picture with him and Dr. Khalid Muhammad. So now, are you able to provide a picture with you and Dr. Khalid Muhammad as clear as this?
I've already showed you the picture. I don't have, brother, and I said this before. I showed the picture that I had. I given it to you. If you got a copy of it, you can post it. I showed you that picture. I don't have a lot of pictures with Dr. Khalid. That wasn't my duty. That wasn't my duty.
Do you have any pictures in the mosque?
I gave you the picture that I had. I have pictures.
I told you I never got those pictures, brother. I told you that. I told you.
Let me see if I can pull up. Well, you got the picture of us marching in Texas. I believe I gave that to you. Let me see if I can find it.
That would be great.
I told you I can show you the email. I said, brother, that this never came through.
Okay, let me see if I can find it.
And then while you looking for it, just to bring clarity, brother doctor, quote unquote, I only have that picture because when brother Dr. Khalid would come through Cleveland, I served as security. All right, I was on the security detail.
Right.
The first time he came, that's when he told me, and I stated this before, my job was to take pictures of anybody who wanted to take pictures. That was my job. That's what he told me to do, and that's what I did. All the other times I was security, so I was not taking any pictures. So it wasn't nothing about being a groupie. All right. Secondly, you've never heard come out of my mouth that I was part of his inner circle. I was never part of his inner circle. I've never stated that. I just said that he was a mentor of mine. All right. And what I mean my mentor is I had his personal number when he lived in New York City. I will call him from time to time. And anytime he was in Cleveland, I was his go-to brother. One of the go-to brothers. My minister was really the go-to because that's who he has known for 30, 40 years. All right. So let's clear that up. Okay. Because again, I've noticed sometimes you like to interject things that are not quite true.
Hang on,
let me finish. Let me finish.
Okay, you interjected in my time.
So again,
you interjected in my time.
Okay,
so
go ahead, bro. All right, go ahead, bro. Because, bro, this is just the beginning.
I'm not going to give you what you want. What you want is for me to get on the show and disagree with you to make you relevant. I'm not going to do that. What I'm going to say,
brother Doc, come on, Doc. You asked to anybody. You can bring anybody.
Allow me to finish. Allow me to finish. So I'll say is this. You're at your own right and will to say whatever you want. But if you want to have a conversation, we'll have a conversation. There are no lies. There are no lies coming. I can say And if I misunderstood you, I understood you to say that you were in College Circle and that you didn't even know me. That's what I understood. I'm just saying. Well, if I misunderstood, I'll rescind that. If I misunderstood, because I certainly don't know you. I certainly don't know you. Now, if Dr. Khalid gave you a task, I believe you, because he told me what my task was, and that's what I did. I did exactly what he was told. He wasn't anybody that would allow anyone to help him that gave him a hard time. He didn't have time to deal with stuff like that. And he would ride your behind for it. So I accept that. If he told you that, I believe it. I believe it. But as far as Farrakhan, and I'm trying to find his pictures at the same time. As far as Farrakhan,
all right. Well, before we go into that, again, we have to establish, my brother. We have to establish credibility. So you don't want to establish. You don't want to establish that you're a doctor. I asked you. I went on the website. Hang on. I went on the website. I asked you, in my ignorance, can you show me? Because you stated that your educational background is on the MPI site. I went to the MPI site. I asked you, brother, maybe I'm ignorant. Can you show me where? You still didn't answer that. All right. Brother, I don't know.
If you found that information, you should be able to find all the.
I didn't. So I'm asking you. I didn't. I asked you. Brought up the MPI, brother.
You should be able to find.
Brother, I never heard of an MPI until you mentioned it, bro.
I know you haven't heard of it.
Right. And then when I went to it, it doesn't state your.
I believe it. I believe it. If you haven't heard of an MP, I believe you haven't heard of an MPI. A lot of people don't know what it is.
Okay. So why am I going to lie here, bro? Why am I going to lie?
You should be able to if you research and found that.
Okay, bro. Can you research it? Can you pull up the investigator, brother? Can you pull up the MPI and show us?
You're the one telling me. You're the one telling me that I've lied. I'm gonna
let you hold up. Everybody stop. Hey, Doc, let me say this, Doc. The only thing that he's trying to do, and I get it, he's trying to establish credibility. You're saying that you're not going to acknowledge. You're saying that you're not going to acknowledge what gives you credibility. So
that's not what I'm saying.
No. Listen to me. He's saying that if you don't want to show your degree, then at least show the school or something that's connected to the MPI that you mentioned. But you're telling him to go and find. You understand? That makes it difficult because you invited. Remember, Doc, you my brother, but you invited anyone. You said it, and now one shows up. It appears that you're doing some deflected, Doc.
Well, here it is. If he found that, he should be able to find everything else. You can't load that information in the state.
Okay.
Without a degree. Okay, and that's just plain.
No, that's not true. That's not true, Doc. That's not true.
I don't know of anybody that did.
I looked it up, Doc. The thing is, let me show you what it says about an MPI number. Let me show you real quick. Let me show you. That's not true, Doc. And I had to look it up and educate myself on it just a second ago, and I'm not well educated in it. But let me show you. It says National Provider Identifier. Is that the number? And this is in Maryland. What is a National Provider Identifier? Now, I don't know if I'm right or wrong because I'm not familiar with it, but it's saying MPI is a 10-digit intelligent free numeric identifier. Intelligent free means that the number does not carry information about healthcare providers, such as state in which they practice or the provider type or specialization. So I think that there, now I could be wrong, MPIs will replace healthcare providers' identifiers that are currently being used for health insurance portability and accountability. So I don't want to read the whole thing, but what can happen is someone could be a drug counselor and have an MPI. Someone can be a counselor without a degree and without being a master and have an MPI number. You don't have to be a doctor. You can actually have just a certificate of completion of being a drug counselor and have an MPI number because it's for insurance purposes.
You're right, but you should have a number classification.
What I'm saying is, so what you said is.
Listen to what I'm saying, brother. Listen to what I'm saying. Because anybody you want to research in the future, they should have an NPI and a number classification. So under that NPI, if you go back to the page you were in, it should tell you the specialization. It should give you the acronym and the numbers. If he's found that, he should be able to find the other thing. He should be able to find it.
Doc, why send somebody on a wild goose chase if
I'm not sending them on a goose chase.
No, it's establishing credibility, though.
If you, brother,
let's do this, Doc. How do you establish credibility that the brother Damon X asked for and the MWTv audience and friends and citizens asked for?
I'm not asking for credibility.
Okay.
He's asking for it.
All right.
No, what I'm saying is,
all right, brother. We can forget.
Just allow me to finish. Allow me to finish because I'm getting interrupted each time I get a chance to say something.
No, go ahead. We're going to let you finish.
I apologize.
Allow me.
Doc, the floor is yours. All yours.
Allow me to say this.
All yours.
All right. Since I'm the liar, he should be able to find the proof that I'm lying. He should be able to find that. And he found the NPI number. Now, I know you say that somebody don't have to load. That's true. Your NPI number, though, the number they give you for the NPI, okay, the number they give you for it should have that information. It should have it. It should have the Navy Bureau of Medicine Surgery. It should have the Army Bureau of Medicine Surgery information. You should have it. All of that, any branch is attached to that same NPI. If he found that, he should be able to find the other. Did you see the information about Ohio, Columbus, Ohio, brother? When you researched that? Did you see that information as well? I can't hear you.
Hold up. I was letting you talk. Go ahead. Go ahead. I'll unmute you.
So he should be able to find it himself. Now, I have to load, when I go to the state and I had to go in, I had to load that information with the paperwork that I had from the military, as well as the certification from DOD. I had to do that. So if you say I'm a liar, then find the paperwork to show that I'm a liar, because you haven't found anything. What you're doing is you would like to have contention. You would like to have contention, and you can.
Doc, I'm not going to let you do that, Doc. I'm not going to let you do that, Doc.
Just allow me to
Doc,
finish.
you invited
let me go, brother.
Allow me to finish. Doc. Come on, Doc.
I stand strong on my square. My square is not.
You invited people to ask you anything.
I did, brother Taharka.
You did.
Brother Taharka, can I finish?
Yes, sir. Come on.
I thought you was the talk show host. You sort of.
No, but I can't let you. I can't let you take the train off the track, because you asked for this.
You're right, but you got to let me finish.
I wanted to stay on. I'm the host, so I got to be moderator and make sure that it stays on track.
You're the moderator. Look, you're the host and you're the moderator, and I respect your show. If I didn't, I wouldn't have come on. I like the whole marquee and everything that was on there. I laughed about it. I knew what was coming, and I'm on here because I don't have anything to hide. But the only thing I'm saying is, if I'm noted as a liar, find it. Find how I'm lying, and then tell me how I'm lying. But if he found that, he should be able to find the rest of the information. I can't load that information in there without having license and degree in a state building. Don't nobody love no nigga that much where they're going to allow you to do that. And that's the thing. So I'm saying, if I'm lying, then let him find out how, right? I'll come on your show anytime. I'll come on your show anytime. I really will. I have nothing against the brother. I still think it's a great show, because it certainly let people know that I'm out there, good or bad. I'll take a thumbs up and a thumbs down. I'm thankful. I'm really, really thankful. And I don't have anything against the brother. Where did the brother go? Where did the brother go?
I'm sorry, brother.
Is he back in?
I'm here. I'm just waiting on you, brother. But that's okay, bro. We don't have to go into that. Well, I'll just chalk that up as what I expected. All right. Okay, so let's go into something else.
Okay.
Again, because everything that I'm bringing up, and again, I don't want to bore our listeners or anything like that, or you're not going to show it. That's fine. Something that I also read up on you. Man, there's so many things. Like the credibility thing was just so overwhelming, but that's okay.
I'm glad you paid attention.
Oh yeah, I always do.
I'm happy, brother.
That's what we're taught in the nation. All right. Could you at least tell me what mosque you attended?
I was in Tunica, Mississippi. Elijah Mosque for Elijah Muhammad.
Okay.
That mosque was mosque number 28 in Tunica, Mississippi. That's off of Highway 61. Okay. 61 North.
Okay. And you was there from what time?
From 1986. I never, even when the mosque dissoluted, I kept my membership, but it was I was there from 1986.
Okay. All right.
That's in Tunica, Mississippi, Highway 61. North.
Right. I know you gave that where it used to be located. It's not located there anymore. So
no, it isn't.
If we went to Highway 61, it wouldn't be there anymore.
The building is there.
Yeah, but the mosque isn't there.
The building is still there, but the mosque isn't there. If you go up to the building, you will be able to identify it. The mosque is not there anymore.
Yeah, so I can't identify the mosque if it's not
there anymore.
All right. Okay. Not a problem. Let me so that helps. Let me again excuse for the time constraint. I'm trying to go fast. Let me share my screen. Okay, where was this at? Was it this one? Yes. Okay. Are you familiar with this, brother?
I'm familiar with it. Black Nationalist Network helped me create it. I'm familiar with it.
Okay. Oh, okay. So they created it. You didn't. Is that correct?
I just told you Black Nationalist Network, brother. I've said this before.
Okay.
I'm not very savvy.
Okay.
I'm not savvy on a lot of that network stuff. All right, I'm not.
That's cool. But you will say that everything that's listed in here is actual facts concerning you, correct?
Yes, it is. I would say I've looked at it.
Oh, okay.
I would say it's fact.
Okay. So it says you were born on the same day as my youngest brother. Okay, May 28th, 1973. So yes. In 86, so you joined the nation when you were 12 years old? 13?
Dr. Khalid Muhammad when I was 12 years old. That's correct.
Okay.
He brought me to David X, who was over the temple at that time. If you research it the correct way, you should be able to find out.
All right, but bro, let's try to stop off if you would research it. Like I said, we deal with if you're in the nation.
Brother, the information is out there.
You deal with actual facts, brother. You dealing with actual facts.
But I'm saying the information is out there.
Okay. Well,
the information is out there.
And again, as I stated at the very beginning, because I knew it was going to come to this. Again, we have to stand on a square. Now, if you can't find the information or you don't know what the information is, okay. But I knew what I was coming into. You knew what you were coming into. I mean, again, if you stand firm in what you and who you say you are and what you are, then it shouldn't be any problem about somebody else researching them.
Brother, I know who I am. You don't. I know who I am.
And I'm asking.
You're doing the research.
And I'm asking for clarity, brother. I'm saying, and I stated, and I stated. And I stated before, if I'm wrong, can you tell me right then and there where I should look? You're just telling me I should look for the information, but you're not telling me where I should look for it.
You're doing a great job.
All right. Okay.
You're doing a great job.
All right. So all right. So let me get this straight. So if you were 12 years old, you joined the nation. So you were a junior FOI, correct?
I was training as a junior FOI. That's correct.
Okay. So, and so how did you and Khalid, I still don't understand. How did Khalid, you were just walking the street and Khalid saw you and decided to take you to the mosque? You knew Khalid? Somebody knew Khalid? Like, what's your connection to the Nation of Islam?
Well, Dr. Khalid spoke. If you're familiar with Dr. Khalid, brother, I shouldn't have to tell you this, but I will, because it seems that you need to be told. Dr. Khalid preached in the Baptist churches, as well as he preached in the Nation of Islam. He wasn't just speaking in the Nation of Islam. He went around to churches that let him in. My grandfather was a pastor, Pastor Samuel Rogers, was my grandfather, who's done human rights in this area. He worked in the area of West Helena, Arkansas. He was from Friars Point, so he ran the District Baptist Association churches in those areas. If you have Centennial Baptist Church, where E.C. Morris organized the National Baptist Convention in West Helena, Arkansas. Okay. Khalid came to speak at many of the churches there. He spoke in other churches too across the country. So my state was one of those. Okay. They teach black nationalism. Full gospel black Baptist churches preach black nationalism, especially in the Deep South. And so Dr. Khalid was welcome to come and speak for my grandfather and many other ministers in the area that appreciated what he had to offer. Okay. And from right then and on, you basically decided that you wanted to join the Nation of Islam, just based on what he preached? Okay. Oh, yes. And there were Baptists in Tunica, Temple number 28. There were Baptist churches that attended the evening meetings there. You had Methodist churches that did the same thing, brother. So, yes. Who was your minister there? David X was the minister there. David X. Okay. All right. Okay, so you did that at 12. Okay. You did a lot more than I did. At 12, I was still playing with toys and watching cartoons and stuff. So, well, I was born in a minister's family, brother. Okay, I was born in a family of ministers, and so that's what normally happens. All right, gotcha. That's what normally happens. All right, okay. So, all right, so you did that, and I'll show something else from my mosque in case you know, again, since you don't know me, and I stated at the very, very beginning that I'm just a loyal listener of Brother Bay, and heard you speak and just wanted to get some information. So that's cool. All right. So you met Brother Khalid, and then I think it was right here. Hang on, I'm trying to scroll down again. There was a lot of information. I'm trying to find one little part too that I found interesting. So from then on, so you were a junior FOI at 12 in Tunica. So we all know that, you know, again, you said in 86, and what was Khalid's position in 86? Khalid was a minister in the Nation of Islam in 1986. He wasn't a representative. He wasn't a national representative at that point. Do you know because he got arrested? Do you know what mosque he was that he was the minister of? No, I don't. Again, I said no. Okay. Well, I'll just tell you. I'll just tell you to make sure he was the minister of Mosque 27 in LA. Okay. Well, that's news. That's something that I didn't know at that age. Oh well, I'm thinking you've been with him for well, you were 12 years old. You asked me a question. Know that, but okay. You asked me a question. Okay. You asked me a question, and I'm being honest about that. I didn't know that at that age. Okay. But what I do know is when he would come through, and once he set me in at that mosque, that I was able to be trained and work with him and with David X. Okay, doing what at the age of 12? Because myself, again, knowing what the junior FOI does at a mosque, what were you training at the age of 12 years old to do with your minister and with another minister? I can tell you what I was doing. What was that? I was studying, researching, and learning security, brother. Learning my general orders, reading Message to the Black Man, and having thorough understanding of the knowledge. Okay. Thorough understanding of the knowledge. That's what I was required to do.
All right. Okay, so that's all you did. So you basically were doing what any other newly member of the nation would be doing, and especially the junior FOI. That's all
Certainly
they
was.
would be
And
doing.
also putting out newspapers in between on some odd Saturdays in Mississippi, on even Saturdays in West Helena. We got more papers sold in West Helena than we did in Mississippi during that time.
All right.
And that was Muhammad Speaks. This was Elijah Muhammad Mas. And they were still pushing those papers at that time.
Wait. So at that time, so you mean to tell so you were not, when you became a Muslim at the age of 12, the mosque you attended, number 28 with Brother David X, was not under the leadership of the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan?
No, it wasn't. That's correct.
Who was it under?
Silas Muhammad. It was under Silas Muhammad at that time.
Okay, so you were under.
It was an old mosque. It was under Silas Muhammad.
Okay.
Khalid came to those mosques the same way that he came to mosques dealing with Farrakhan. And if you're familiar with Khalid, then you know that there's no change in that. He saw a Muslim as a Muslim.
Mm-hmm. But also at the same time, he knew where his allegiance was at, of course.
Well, I'm not doubting that, brother.
Hey, can I cut in for a minute?
All right.
So
as we go ahead. I'm sorry, brother. All of this is building up to something. So I just want to.
I got you. I'll wait to the end. I'll wait to the end.
All right. If you look on my screen, this is another thing that was just kind of interesting to me. Right here. Oh, darn, I can't. Okay, I don't know. I was trying to highlight it, but I guess I can't do it on here. But it says Khalid Abdul Muhammad, August 28th, 1986, in Tunica, Mississippi, at the guidance suggestion of Sister Ella Little Collins, the elder sister of Malcolm X, who was visiting where, I don't know how to pronounce your last name, brother. Is it Millier? Millier? Okay, Millier. All right. Would give the lecture entitled The Black Revolution and the Black Evolution. The purpose of the founding conference was to pass the torch. Ella Little Collins yielded the AAU charter. I also read somewhere else where it says that that you were, I guess, one of her proteges or whatever, and she liked you so much that she gave you and Brother Khalid OAAU charter.
She did. I wasn't her protege though. I was working. Hold on, just let me correct that, because you'll be able to go up and find this information. I want you to have the right information.
Well, you said the information on here was true, so that's what
it is. If you go above that, I was a protege working with the King movement. My grandfather worked with Miss Coretta Scott King.
Right.
And I worked with him. I worked as a protege with her so that I could attend those movements. When I was at those movements, I provided security as well.
Okay, and I'm thinking that was before.
Hey, Brother Damon X, hold your thought for 1 second. Let me just remind everybody that's watching, this is not an interrogation. Doc, our friend, has been on the show over maybe 3 or 4 times, if even more than that. And every time he comes on the show, Brother Doc says, you can check it out. You can check it out. Or you bring somebody on. Anybody want to question me, bring them on. I take anybody. Bring them on. Ask me whatever you want. And so as you're looking at this, and it appears to be an interrogation, this is what Brother Doc asked for. And I literally was looking for somebody to have a conversation with Doc. I couldn't find nobody. I told Doc that. So Damon X, who's seen the show about Najee Muhammad, he also inquired about Doc. So that's what brings us to this conversation. It's not I put Damon X. I don't want anybody ever say that because that could come that way. And Doc has said many, many times, bring whoever you want. If y'all want to come in, come in. Let me know. Set it up. Da-da. So Damon X on his own accord says, this doesn't sound right. It sounds a little shaky. And I would love to have a conversation with him about other topics. But first, I would have to see if we can establish credibility. And so this conversation is about credibility. So don't nobody come in this chat talking about, why are you interrogating them? Why are you doing this? And why are you doing this? This was asked for. All right? So I don't want anybody to think I didn't set my brother up, because that's not what it is. It's an intellectual conversation founded on credibility. That's it. My brother, Damon X, the floor is yours, brother.
Okay, and I know people want to hear about the drama. So, you know, I'm trying to keep that short. All right. So, okay. So and the only reason I'm bringing this up, again, I'm not just picking stuff out the air. The only reason I brought this part up is because of the OAAU charter. So I'm thinking that you were how old at this point? You were still a child, correct?
I was 12 years of age. That's correct. Okay.
All right. So, all right. I just found it strange. I just found it strange that, an AAU charter would be given to a 12-year-old. And I only state that because I belong to the AAU at Cleveland State University, which I found was, that's the only reason why that stuck out to me. And I've never heard when I was a member of the OAU at Cleveland State University from 1990 to 1992, and then the charter just basically dissolved because there wasn't enough people participating in it. But I just never heard of a charter being given to a 12-year-old. But you say it's that? Okay. Now, what I found now for this charter, you claim that this is a charter that you still own or you still are in control of to this day, correct?
That information right here with me. I don't have a copy of it right here.
No. You don't have to. No, you don't have to show it. I'm just saying you still have it. Okay. All right. So well, we know that Sister Collins, I believe she passed away, right? I think
she did. She passed. Right. She did pass away, 1996.
Okay. So because this is again where it just became interesting. Mm-hmm. Let me stop sharing. All right. So with the OAU, I was just since it was your organization, again, I'm gonna pull that up too. All of this just really is tying in, but I just found certain things that just was new to me. Never heard of a 12-year-old having a charter.
I believe it, brother. You're a simple brother. Okay. I believe that.
All right, that's cool. Like I said, I joined when I was
being honest.
When I was 19 years old as a freshman. So hey,
I believe you're being honest.
That's cool. All right, but
I believe you're being honest.
I found this. I know you're familiar with this brother right here. Dr. Leonard Jeffries?
Yes.
All right. And I know Dr. Leonard Jeffries because she's not my mother. I call her my play mother. She's the one that helped me get into school. She belonged to an organization called the Association for the Study of Classical African Civilizations, which I joined when I was a senior at Collinwood High School in Cleveland. And I also know, and this is he was one of the not founding members, but one of the executive staff people, you could say, of that. And I also noticed down here when I was looking for information, it says that, and again, this was in 2019, so this is 3 years old. He has recently been appointed the International Executive Director of the Organization of African American Unity, the OAU, the one that you have a charter with. So I was wondering, in all the information I was looking up about Dr. Jeffries, I didn't see anything about your organization, In Tide being working with the OAAU. I didn't. I was looking for stuff. I couldn't find anything. And I just happened to. Let me stop sharing on that. Did you see that? I just want so people would know, where it says that he.
I see it, brother.
All right. So have you worked with Dr. Jeffries?
I have not. I have not did any direct work with Dr. Jeffries. No, I have not.
Okay. All right.
No, I have not.
All right. I'm not even going to show the picture that when Dr. Jeffries came to Cleveland, again, they asked for my assistance for security, which I provided. And I always liked Dr. Jeffries, so I got a picture, but I don't want to be.
I'm glad to hear it.
I don't want to be seen as a groupie. I don't want to be seen as a groupie. So
I'm not calling you a groupie, brother. That's not what I said.
Okay. I don't want anyone else thinking, but I have a picture of myself with Dr. Jeffries. Okay.
Okay.
Right. Now, why bring that up?
Well, I'll be the groupie today.
Okay. All right.
That's me and Dr. Jeffries.
All right. So
yeah.
Let me see.
That's me and Dr. Jeffries right there.
Oh, okay. All right. Here, let me share mine.
And it's good to have pictures with legends, man. It's good to have, even if you disagree with them, it's good to have pictures with those who made their mark. It's just good to have pictures with those who did what they believe in. That's just a good thing. That's just a good thing. So I got pictures. I don't show my pictures all the time, but I got pictures with everybody who's somebody. Yeah. And many times they walked up to me to get a picture. Many times. You know what I mean? But I don't show my pictures, but I think this was a good time to show it. All right. Dr. Jeffries right there.
All right. Let me go to another. So I went to where's the website? Okay, so I went to, again, this is where a question of credibility. I'll be very simple with that, and then we'll get off it. But again, it's something that just brought up to something. Let me share my screen so you all can see what I see. Okay, what is that right here? So again, in searching, when you were talking about your African American Defense League, I came across that. Okay, which is, and you have it cross-referenced with the OAAU. So I was just wondering why, not working with Dr. Jeffries, why, you haven't done so with your organization. But
for one thing,
okay,
brother,
we don't waste no time. Don't worry about it. It's cool.
For one thing, just hold on a minute. For one thing, this site, for people who are able to build it, because I don't have that knowledge, was trying to put things on there to help raise it for our organization. Now, I received that charter in 1986 to help start a branch to where I was. I got help in everything that I was doing. I'm not against working with Dr. Jeffries. The opportunity hadn't presented itself. When I'm organizing meetings or trying to confer with organizations or anything like that, then I spend a lot of my time doing that. I haven't had the opportunity nor the finances to run across Dr. Leonard Jeffries. But if I do, I will certainly work with him.
Okay, no,
if I do, I have no problem with that.
All right,
but I don't have the finances. Standing up and literally organizing for Black people can cause hell. It's caused hell for me. It's caused me a lot of hell. I took our time to come on here because after we get through all of this, and you're in Cleveland, I pray, my prayer is that somehow we could be able to work together. And I'm willing to go through this in order to do that. So either way this turns out, I would like to work with you, hopefully, to work with Black people, work for the same cause, and that's to help Black people. That's my purpose for coming on the show. And I appreciate the opportunity because I still believe that Allah God is using this opportunity for me to have met you. And I hope to get your information and you have mine so that we're able to work together for the Black community.
Yeah, that definitely sounds feasible again, but I'm
It's feasible
I'm really high on credibility. So if I can't be, if someone is not credible to me, then I don't want to waste the time.
Well, hey,
but that's okay. All right, so I went on this site. I went on this site
that we could come together.
All
That's
right,
my reason.
All right,
I put it out there for hopefully we could come together.
All right, not a problem. So I went on this site, and you know, I saw these things, and I was like, oh, okay. And it was just kind of funny to me because some of these things I swear that I've seen before. So I saw this like this is the minister, this is your brand watch. And I was like, man, why does that watch look
Somebody
familiar?
created that for me. The site was created for me.
Okay, but it had your backing and they had your permission.
I don't know. They did. It had my permission. So, I don't know how to do
it. Your name's on it. You gotta own it, bro.
I do own it.
So what I did. So what I did was I was like, where did I see this image before? So I was like, well, let me go and see, you know, since this is a brand name watch, just a watch. And, you know, I'm not going to go in nobody's pockets. You charge what you want to charge. But I noticed here that, again, it's dealing with credibility. I'm seeing the same watch, the same pictures, JCPenney's and everywhere else. If you see right here, it's
I don't doubt it.
I'm like crazy. You know, the African American Defense League boots, which look like some Clarks, you know. You know, I'm like, okay, you know, and it's just funny that, you know, folks are always talking about the credibility of others. So I'm always thinking, well, you know, you can't throw, you know, don't throw a rock and hide your hand, or don't throw a rock in a glass building. You know,
I gotta take it.
So my thing is that this is just basically, you know, you have all this stuff. I've never seen you wear these glasses, have this watch on, you know, anything like that. So I you know, if somebody is promoting their brand, I don't understand. And here's the shoes again.
I'm wearing glasses now, brother.
You can find them anywhere. So this is basically just stock photos.
So again, guess what?
Hang on, brother. Let me finish. So
I'm wearing glasses now, brother.
Again, you're wearing these glasses here. Your minister.
Well, I can't be wearing those because they're on the site. But I'm wearing these.
Okay, but they're not these. I'm just saying.
And these are
most people who wear their brands, they always wear their brands. They might wear other brands.
I wear these all the time. It would be impossible. It would be impossible for me to wear those because they're on the site, brother.
I know, but if it's yours, this is your brand, bro. This is your website.
But it was made. Guess what?
But bro, regardless of you can't. Let's not get caught up.
I'm just saying,
that, bro. This is your website. This is
regardless
your
of how they made it, where
this
they made
your
it, what
website.
they used.
Before the website went live,
I'm thankful.
I am pretty sure that they asked you to go through the website and you okayed everything.
Brother,
so
yes,
let's
I
not
did.
Let's not hear about, oh, someone just did this and I had no idea about it.
Yes, I did.
Okay.
Yes, I did. And you know something?
So that's just another thing about credibility. I'll just end it on that because we can argue all the time. Again, this is just stock stuff that you can find anywhere else, you know. Okay, so that was another question about credibility that really that concerned me. You know, people can talk about, you talk about how Farrakhan is a fraud, and man, I heard that so many times. Okay, Farrakhan's a fraud. Farrakhan's a fraud. He's a swindler. He's a calypso gypsy and all these other words. Okay, he's all of that. I'm just saying, well, let me look at the man who's making those claims.
You're right.
And I'm looking at the man, and the information that I'm pulling up is not showing someone who is right and exact. It's just not showing that. And then when I question someone who questions my leader, teacher, and guide, they're coming up with all a bunch of, well, you can look up this. If you found this, then you should be able to find this.
It should be.
You can't find this and that. Okay, fine, brother. That's quite okay. That's not a problem. I figured this was going to happen. That's why I came prepared. All right, but that's okay. All right, so we'll just end it on that. So the credibility for you is really just shot, you know, to me. So
okay,
we'll end that. We'll end it on that.
Okay, I'll take that.
Now,
I'll take that. Let me say this.
All right, hang on. Now, so
because I have, brother. Let me say this. I've been
Brother
on.
Damon, let's allow Doc to respond. Go ahead, Doc.
I've been on, brother. I appreciate you. The lesson is priceless.
Mm-hmm.
That's all I can say. I appreciate you. The lesson is priceless, but I do have to go because I've been on my own show from 7 o'clock.
Hold up, Doc. Before you go.
Hold on a minute. Wait. Just hold on a minute. Please. I've been on my own show, and I've been teaching today in the churches too. And one thing is definitely for sure. I have to live with my wife, and she has more power over me than anyone. And I'm getting the signal, so I'm going to have to go. But I do want to say this. I respect the fact of you coming on. I get it. I get what you're doing, and I have to respect that. You're right. And you know something? That's a hot seat.
Doc, this look bad, Doc.
I have to receive.
Doc,
but I do have to go. I can't entertain you any longer. I can't entertain Dr. Taharka any longer because I did promise. I made promises. I've been out all day. I work. Go and speak in a religious institution. Hold on a minute, because I'm being respectful to my wife. When I get off of here, guys, I have to answer to her. And that
you knew this for 2 days, though, brother.
That usurps everyone. Mm-hmm. But I do appreciate the coming on this show. Brother Taharka, I will hope and pray if he wants it that you will give him my number, my information. He's welcome to it. You have it. He's welcome to it. And I appreciate being able to come on this show. Peace to you, brothers. I love you. I salute you. And I say peace be unto you. And I
salute you. Man.
I love you, brother.
Oh, man, Doc. No, Doc.
Well, you know, but you know what,
brother, I gotta call it what it is. Doc, you a fraud, Doc.
Brother Taharka and the
Doc,
listener.
you a fraud. No, hold up.
Hang on.
Doc.
Let me just hang on, brother Beck.
Now I got to follow
because
up
I know.
I
don't want to waste. I know. I probably.
Man, this ain't good because Doc knew about this. What's today? Today is Sunday. When did we talk about this?
Friday.
Thursday.
Because after that, see, my whole thing was, and for the listeners too, I wanted to just establish credibility because nobody knows us. Nobody knows me. I could be sitting here married to a white woman and eating a pork sandwich. Like nobody knows. I was just trying to establish who I am. That's why I said what I said at the beginning. But I just wanted to establish that because then I was going to go into several things that he said about Farrakhan. But I just wanted people to know, like, hey, like when regardless if you agree with the theology, if you agree with the philosophy of Brother Dr. Khalid, of Brother Minister Farrakhan, of Brother Taharka, of if anybody, you kind of want to know, well, before I believe something, I got to do some research. And I'll just bring this up. And it's something that Brother Khalid.
I mean, carry on, brother. We got 30 more minutes, brother. Okay. Carry on.
Yeah, I'll just keep it simple. Something that was funny to me when I did talk to, I've told everyone this, but even when I talked to Brother Dr. Khalid, I told him, and I stated this previously on your other show, that I was super Black Panther Party. So, you know, I'm reading everything about Black Panther Party. And at that time, you know, I wasn't even thinking about religion or the nation or anything like that. But one thing that I did have in my mind was that the nation, that Elijah Muhammad killed Malcolm X. That was very like prominent in my head. Like that's what you can tell me that they did.
Hey, bro, the NOI about to send you a check, man, to help you out, man. Because them brothers are from the NOI. When he first came in talking about the minister, them brothers was in there going crazy. I forget my brother name, man. Some of y'all need to be in the chat talking, man. Because y'all was in here. Y'all was in this chat.
Because brother, I was about to go in on, and I'll just tell the people, because again, I have all my stuff written down, y'all. I have pages. But my whole thing was, again, it was so troubling to me about, I don't even know. And again, if I'm ignorant, that was my whole thing. That's why I was asking you, Brother Bay, about sharing. Because if you notice, I asked him, okay, here's the MPI. Show me in my ignorance. All right. I might have the white man's master degree and I have knowledge of self, but I still can be ignorant. Show me. And I just knew this was going to happen. And again, meeting Khalid and dealing with the Jews at Cleveland
Come on,
State,
Keish.
it was basically like he taught me, Brother Farrakhan taught me about staying on my square. And if you're gonna come and debate against somebody, you have to be prepared. Nobody can tell us that when Farrakhan was debating somebody or when Dr. Khalid was debating somebody that he was not prepared. And the only ones who don't want to have a debate or have something to do, the Jews. I asked the Jews at my school for a debate about
Let me
who's
say
the
this.
chosen people.
Yeah,
They did not want to. They did not want to
said that
debate.
there's an echo. I think the echo should be gone now. Let me see. Check. I think the echo should be gone now. But let me say this. Some people say, Black Girls Read say, I don't trust Damon X either. Damon X showed his degree. Damon X showed his master's. Damon X brought something to the table. His screen fit. He better not be looking at the Honorable Elijah Muhammad in the mother plane. His screen froze. Hey! You looking at the Honorable Elijah Muhammad? Hey! Hey! I'm on your side. David X, I'm on your side. Come on now. Come on back. He looking at the mothership. Oh my goodness. I'm nervous. Oh my goodness. Somebody say. So somebody say, what I'm saying is, that's not the end all be all. But the whole thing in a nutshell is that Damon X just watched the show. He never commented in the show. He's not trying to create a podcast. He's not trying to stir the masses. You know what I'm saying? He's not trying to do that. So he doesn't really have an angle, if you will. Now listen, we got to be clear. He's a follower, a subscriber to the teachings of the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan. And he chooses to defend that. That's an honorable thing. That doesn't mean you have to agree with Farrakhan or I have to agree with Farrakhan, but we should always respect someone who stand 10 toes down for those who have done well in their life and help them change their life. You got to do that. Just like I follow the teachings of Prophet Noble Drew Ali. I'm a defendant to the end. And I invite people. You know what I'm saying? But let me read this real quick. Brother Damon X stood in the square and showed his proof. Now the so-called doctor is a fraud. Brother Damon X is honest and truthful. The thin blue line soldier. Thank you, brother. Miss Betty teacher said there is no other show like Mauricelm TV, period. Miss Betty, don't we get a little everything here? We get a little bit of comedy. We get a little bit intense. You know what I mean? Remember when they broke my jaw? Okay, I'm going to do the show. You know what I mean? And then we had my brother, Dr. Assar. Did y'all enjoy Dr. Assar? Did anybody see the video with Dr. Assar? Many people that seen the video with Dr. Assar, I watched them. And I watched them. Thank you, Miss Betty. Thank you, Moni HD. Appreciate you. Many people that watched Dr. Assar was like, oh, the show was about this and was about that. Well, let me tell you something. I had to introduce you to Dr. Assar before we get into the examining the toxic community. You understand what I'm saying? So I wanted you to know him because he's coming back. He's going to be here. So the first 45 minutes is introducing you to Dr. Assar. I'm not going to take a brother like Dr. Assar, who I know is a community leader. I've seen him have events in Baltimore alleys. And I don't mean alleys that's trashy alleys, cleaned up alleys. You feel what I'm saying? I watched him do the work. I watched him build the Temple of New African Thought with his hands, per se. So I want to introduce you to Dr. Asar. So that's why the beginning of it is 45 minutes of him introducing himself. And then he go into the analyzing, if you will, what we're looking at. And I think many people can appreciate that. You know what I mean? Hey, Keish, where Keish going? Keish, you ain't going nowhere, Keish. Hey, Keish Wells, stop, Keish Wells. We're going to find you a real doctor, Keish. You better stop, Keish Wells. We're going to find, hey, Crypto, we need you to go on TikTok and find a certificate doctor or something for Keish. She a little upset. Somebody say I saw as a doctor and what, brother? I'm gonna tell you like Doc said, it's on the show. Do your research. It's on the show. Just do your research. It's there. Hey Doc, why you do that, Doc? It's on the show. Just do your research. What you mean, Doctor saw Doc and what? Just do the research. Where my brother Damon at, man? His phone might have died. It's chargeable now. I'm gonna be here for, but let me see. Let me see something real quick. Let me make sure. Okay. He said he coming on. Okay. Hey, Keish, come on. Crypto got you. Crypto got you, Keish. Crypto, come on, Crypto. Shasha. Somebody. Candy. Oh, my goodness. Anyway, with that being said, Montel, there's shows for everybody, man. All shows ain't for everybody. You know what somebody told me today on one of my posts, because I was talking about Malik Zulu Shabazz, this sister that was in the fiasco with what's the guy named Ali Muhammad. She gets on the post today and said, I can't believe you doing this. Why you keep doing this? Like, you was in a fiasco with Ali Muhammad, and now all of a sudden you talk about I can't see why you doing this. Let me say this, family. There's a show for everybody. You know what I'm saying? And just because you wake up, that doesn't mean that everybody is woke when you're awoke. And so if I do 150 shows on Malik Zulu Shabazz, it's because I feel that someone could still fall victim to this madness. You see what I'm saying? Just because you are woke, it doesn't mean that everyone else around you is woke. And there is more topics to talk about, because this brother has been around for over 20, 30 years spewing this misinformation and this promotion of propaganda that has gotten us nowhere in 30 years. So I got a whole plethora of information where we can dialogue, dig into, and pull layers back to teach people. But it may not be for you. So you can wait to the next show. And that's how we got to move. And I got to give honor to my brother Damon X, because again, I don't know. You know, only thing I know about Damon X is when I spoke to him on the phone, because I wasn't just going to send him a link and get him on the phone. I never do my guests like that. But when I spoke to Damon X, for me, he spoke the language of the era in which I first came into consciousness. There's a certain, if anybody been into the Black Panthers before, a religious organization, Christian or whatever the case may be, the era that you come in, there's a certain mystique. It's a certain language. You know what I'm saying? So I came in 1990. You know what I'm saying? 18 years old, 1990. And there's a certain energy with that 19. We're right in the heart of the crack era. You know what I'm saying? And there's a certain thing. We go hard. You know, we intellectual, we get smart, we learn a little something, and then we just go hard with it. We'll get out on that mother. Mom, I told my mother take that European Jesus off her wall. My mother looked at me like I was crazy. I said, Mom, why you got that on the wall?
Yes, sir.
Jesus ain't no European. But I was so fired up. But today with the internet, people are manufacturing this type of zeal that they really don't have. You see what I'm saying? I still got the same zeal as I had when I was 18 years old. And when I talked to Damon X, I could see him right in that era. You know what I'm saying? And when we talk, me and him even had a disagreement, but we didn't have a fallout. We just seen things differently in our conversation. But I could see the one thing that I respected about the brother is that he said, listen, with that conversation, Brother Tagabe, you might want to talk to a student minister because I'm just a soldier. I know what I know, but I'm a soldier. But you might want to talk to a student minister. And for those that don't know, the student minister is the one that actually teach those lessons that's uncut, raw, and give it to you straight from the wisdom of the Honorable Elijah Muhammad by the way of the Minister Louis Farrakhan. So, and that's and you got to respect that. But I yield the floor to you, brother.
No, I'm sorry, bro. I'm here in Texas, so it got hot and I got my air conditioner going and everything, and the power just went out for a quick second. So I apologize. I don't want no one to think that I was running or anything like that. So, and again, I apologize. I know some might have been kind of mad, like, yo, what is going on? But again, I tried to state at the beginning, it's all about credibility. Like if somebody's gonna call my mama a name or say something about me, okay, let me just make sure that the person who's stating that has some type of credibility that you can't question, or there's no need to question. And looking for this information, I told Brother Tarka, I spent this whole weekend just going through stuff, like trying to find anything and everything I could. Because again, I'm just a student.
Would you come back and explain some of the things that you found?
Oh yeah, most definitely.
I mean, I'm talking about like on what's your next? What's your next?
Bro, I have stuff written.
I don't want you to waste your research. So when is your next free day?
Anytime, bro. But anytime. But I can. But
I want to hear. I think. Listen, our brother Doc has been on the show 4 times, and he speaks real strong. Real strong.
Except for today.
Yeah, he speaks real strong. So what I'm saying is, would you come on tomorrow night?
Yeah, Like I said, right now, I got a week left of vacation before we start school again. So,
do y'all want to see? Do y'all want to see Brother Damon X research what he wanted to question Doc on because he wasn't able to bring it all out?
Right, because if you notice, I did
press 7 if you want to see it.
Because I know some people, and like I said, I was just peeping some of the comments, and again, I understand. Well, who are you? Again,
I wanted to share this, brother.
I'm nobody, but I'm just like somebody else who, and this is what was real important, Brother Talk, and you definitely would know this. When we go out into the streets, some brothers, all they do is go out, push papers, sell bean pies, and that's it. My thing was when I came into the nation, the brothers who I talked to, they stopped what they were doing, and we would be standing out there for an hour and a half. I'm questioning them, giving them questions. Hey, what does this mean? Well, what is this? And they were sitting back. Boom, 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 boom. Here, if you need more clarification, come on to the mosque, come to the Sunday service, da 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 da. And it took me like a minute before I actually did, but I wanted to get my information. Like
David X, hold on. Out of all the people, keep saying no. Everybody say yes. But David X, I wanted to show you one of the pictures that was that he actually did send me. And I was looking for it. I was making sure. And so I put it in there. This is the picture that he sent me that says he was with Dr. Khalid. Now, to me,
bro, why are all these pictures always grainy and dark? Like why I don't understand that. Like why? Like,
and at the bottom it says Minister Dr. Khalid Abdul Muhammad with Minister Mauricelm X following closely behind in black derby and black attire, marching with African American.
He wrote that. He wrote that. There's no caption. There's no photo caption that describes what you are. They'll either put left, right, back. You know what I'm saying? Like, see, bro, like I said, I don't even know if that's him. Like, we don't know. Like, everything, like when and to your listeners, I know for those that, you know, don't care, because I was going to get into a couple of the Farrakhan stuff, but my whole
no, you can save that. I really wanted to, because I don't want.
My thing was this though, bro. Something that Dr. Khalid, especially when I was dealing with the issues I was dealing with the Jews, his main thing was you better make sure you are on your square. He was like, if you have to bring a duffel bag full of information to show and prove, you better do that. Because if you go up there, you're making the minister look bad. You're making your nation look bad. You know what I'm saying? So,
but is this let me ask the people in the comment section, is this a credible picture for a receipt? I asked Doc for a picture from the first time that I spoke with him, and I think this was one of the pictures.
But bro, why is
this credible?
Why are all those pictures always looking like that though, bro? I don't get it.
I mean, it doesn't make sense to me.
Bro, can I let me just show you a picture of Dr. Jeffries, because again, this doesn't make any sense, bro. At 12 or 13, you're not, he's stating that he was working with Dr. Khalid at 12 or 13. You're not doing that. Any of the Muslims that are on here part of the Nation of Islam will know. Junior FOI don't do that. And when he was stating all of that stuff, and I'm looking up this information, I'm like, come on, man. You know, like, come on. Like, this is what you really said. Maybe at that mosque you did do that, but I never seen it.
But you know what? This is one of the problems. This is one of the problems. And I wanted to say it while he was on here. Doc mentioned that he was under Farrakhan.
He did. That's what I'm saying. Now you saying you under silence?
Yeah. And it's recorded. And it's recorded. And I can pull up the recording.
Please do, bro.
It's recorded. He said that from the first time that he was on the show, he said he named the mosque and he was a follower of Farrakhan and he was under Farrakhan, because I asked him specifically. I mean, the thing is, the difference between me and a lot of other people as it relates to Moorish or other groups, I actually have best friends, members of the Nation of Islam. I actually know the workings of the Nation of Islam, not from a member perspective or a registered member perspective, but from watching it unfold under the leadership of the Minister Louis Farrakhan and best friends of mine going through the ranks of the Nation of Islam. As we was comparing lessons with the nation and the Moorish Science Temple of America when we were younger. And so I pretty much know some of the workings.
Can I just share this? Let I just share this real quick? And I'm just saying, when it comes to pictures, so this is a picture of Dr. Jeffries. And we were at
I got you, Tara.
This was Cleveland Hopkins Airport.
Stretch it out for me. Stretch it out. Just roll your mouse. Roll your mouse.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe it's the way I scanned it. I don't know, bro.
No, you all right, but you should be able to build up. You see where you got 27%? Should be a plus sign up there in the corner.
Oh, okay.
There you go. Now you can roll it up or down.
Okay. So here's Dr. Jeffries. He was speaking in Cleveland, and I was asked to provide one of the few brothers for security. But the pictures are clear. Like, I don't understand all these dark pictures. That just kind of just irks me.
And you know what you're saying right there about dark pictures. I actually have some dark pictures, but I was at an event. But you can still see clearly who people are.
Bro,
you know what I'm saying?
All these folks that claim that they had, that they know this, they know that. Like, everything is kind of shady. Like, your pictures that you're picturing clear pictures. Everyone got clear pictures, but all of a sudden, anybody that's dealing with the Black Panthers, everything is dark. Anybody that's dealing with Brother Khalid on a personal level, it's always dark. Like, it just seems to me, it seems to be like this is the thing. This is the new thing. And I was just tired of it because again, I was debating in my mind, if I even should do this. But again, when I'm out, if I'm out in the street fishing for brothers and sisters, or if I'm in school just teaching, I'm always about I got to provide actual facts because especially with kids, when you're dealing with kids, they gonna ask you. They ask you every day. Well, I'm gonna stand up on your square, and if you're legitimate, and kids can always see it, especially in teachers. If you're legitimate, they're gonna rock with you.
And that's the thing. That's one of the reasons I don't show a lot of pictures because
Right.
I don't need anybody to validate me. But I'm telling you, anybody who is somebody I've either pressed their hand, been in their company, built with, or something. This is Dr. Wesley right here. You know what I'm saying? And this is the reason why this is important. I'm telling you why this is important. This ain't about no clout chasing. This is about when somebody like Grandmaster Jay comes upon the scene. If y'all remember when he came upon the scene, anybody who's somebody did not know him. That not nobody in the nation, not nobody that was a street talker, not nobody that was a street salesman, not nobody knew him.
Nobody.
So this is why it becomes a red flag. Because that's one of the red flags for that. You feel what I'm saying? Because nobody knows them for building in a community, uplifting or engaging our people, and they just come out of nowhere. And I'm telling you, everybody who's somebody, I've either pressed their hand, been in their company, I know them, they know me. You know what I'm saying? And it is what it is. Now, I don't show a bunch of pictures because, I know how people get, oh, you clout chasers.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like my brother called me to meet him, and a brother on my page said, I'm clout chasing. You know what I mean? So whatever the case may be. But I say all that to say this. When we have a brother like Doc, who's my brother, and I hope that he dig in his stash and prove us wrong and prove this show wrong. When we have a brother like my brother Doc, who says he was in the inner circle of Dr. Khalid, even if you don't have pictures of Dr. Khalid, show me some works in the mosque, like you like 4950.
Bruh, and he's been
show me some work in the mosque. So I mean, forget 12. Let's go up to 20. Let's go up to 20.
Something.
Show me in the mosque.
And it states that he's an advisor for 35 pro-black or black national organizations. If you're working for 35, first of all, how do you even have time to be a clinical or psychiatrist? If you're working with 35, like, okay, what 30? I don't even know if there was 35 black national organizations. And I got the information. I can pull it up, but it's just like.
Oh, we got a brother in, I think, Carl Muhammad. We need the brothers of the nation to come in now, man. They was on fire. Y'all know y'all was on fire. And guess what what brothers of the nation do? Brother Tahaka, why you bring them on your show? That's what they do.
Because I was
especially my brother Malcolm Flex. Malcolm Flex, I hope you watching. Malcolm Flex.
Brother Taharka, I was trying to keep it short because I was like, okay, let's just end that. And then I was going to get into a couple of things that he said about the minister. And again, my whole thing is, okay, we get to we're blue in the face. You probably have a whole lot of listeners that are like, man, I don't really care. And they have every right. But for those that are just like, oh, wow, what he says makes sense. Yeah. I'm just like, okay, he doesn't know. He's the one who's making these accusations. So we just have to know who he is, and just like I'm for sure, Brother Bay, that if somebody was to put out a book about, say, the history of the MSTA, you're looking at this person, you might be like, well, who is this person? Because how many books are put out there about our nations? And they're either white, they've never been in the nation. All they're doing is getting their information from second, third, and fourth hand information. Like, that's a lot of that's going on. And I think this brother, and I'll be honest with y'all, maybe I'm wrong. I don't think that brother is a doctor. I don't think he's a doctor at all. I wouldn't even be surprised. And something that he said that he lives where he works. because he said I live. I'm sure that he said
Let me
that
see.
he
Somebody
lives there,
said,
bro.
yeah, that's what I think so. He said, GS to prove that speak with the bro Melchizedek. He was very close to Dr. Khalid Muhammad. Yeah, you know what? I am going to speak with Melchizedek soon. Next time I get up top, I'm going to speak with Melchizedek. And in fact, I want to do it in person because he's a legend. He's a legend. And I show you this
And,
an event.
and even with him, there was some stuff that he said that I'm like,
I know you be everybody get mad at brother Melchizedek.
But he said some stuff that definitely, as a matter of fact, but again, when you're dealing with the elders and OGs, they were there. They were there. I mean, I can't say anything, about that. But it's just like it's just like I'm just tired. And there's a lot of times when people say stuff about the nation, about Farrakhan, about Elijah, and I just like let it go. But this brother said he was in the nation, and bro, you were so. That's why I was kind of like thrown off for a bit. I tried to cover it up when he said that he was in the temple with Silas, and then when he said temple, and then he said the old Elijah Muhammad, I was like, nobody speaks like that. But
somebody asked, did I talk to?
I'm sure he said that.
Yep.
I'm sure he said that he was in the nation, and he got disenchanted with the nation.
Yeah.
I'm almost sure he said that.
Yeah.
Then he also says in his interview, and I'll pull that up because I wrote down the times on the interview what he was saying certain things because I was gonna bust that out next, But he said that when he was in the nation, under Farrakhan, that he didn't like this, he didn't like that, he didn't like what brothers were doing or what Farrakhan was doing. I'm just like, okay, so all this time, if you weren't even in the nation under the teachings of the brother Minister Farrakhan, you're looking from the outside in. You don't know what was going on.
But no, he only became under Silas tonight.
Well, last week he did say that he did. Remember, he said that he changed his. This is what it was. Remember, he said, "I'm still in the nation. I just changed my." He didn't use the word allegiance, but he said, "I changed my allegiance to someone who is still keeping the teachings of the messenger pure." And I wrote that down. And I wrote it down because I was going to show the video and the clip where he says that, and then because he was trying to, when he was saying about. Farrakhan saying that white people are in the nation and that Father Flegler was a was a pedophile and all of that. I was like, okay, well, if you're stating that, well, let's dive a little deep into Brother Silas and his associations with people, because I know a little bit about that as well. But I can say that.
But I think that's all relative. With me, yeah. But I think when we start talking about, if someone want to discredit Farrakhan, right? If
they have every right to, they can.
Yeah, if somebody want to discredit him, I mean, I think they have every right to discredit him, discredit me, discredit whoever they want to, if they got the goods. Right. However, what is your goal? Why? What motivates you? Who are you? See what I'm saying? It's okay to put your information that you discover about somebody out there because you in your heart believe that something is being misconstrued and people are being misguided. But at the same time, you have to meet the same standard.
Yep.
Judge not, lest ye be judged. For what measure ye use, it will be meted out unto you. That means if you set a standard in judging somebody, you must meet the same standard. So you got to answer the question. If you want Farrakhan to answer the question, you must answer the question.
Because when you putting out that information to the 80.
Malcolm Flex, he in the building. Hold up, Damon X. This is my bro. Hey, bro, this guy here. Hey, Damon X, this guy here. If I bring on somebody who shows to be a Farrakhan hater, oh my God, brother, I get a call. Brother, what you doing? Brother, hey, this is a real soldier here, bro.
Yes, sir.
I love me some Malcolm Flex. Hey,
yes,
listen. Let me bring somebody on this show tomorrow and let him talk crazy about the minister. You what? Malcolm Flex gonna get on my line.
And then you know what we're taught.
Shout out to
bro,
Malcolm Flex, my guy, man.
What we're taught, and that too, Brother Taharka, is that when we're dealing with the 85%, they're easily led in the wrong direction, but hard to lead in the right. You know what I'm saying? So if somebody is putting out information and they just believe it on face value, that's believing things on face value again is the ways of the 85% is basically like, yo, well, let me if this person, if the 10%, which is putting out this false information, let's see who this 10% is. Who are these people? What makes them credible to say that the 5% is wrong? Who? Let's see who they are.
Let me tell you what you did, bro.
And I'm not saying that he's a 10%er, but he could be. But I'm just saying that this brother is false. I really and again, I'm looking at this information. I don't think this brother is a doctor. I really don't think that this brother is really a clinical psychologist. He might have been, like you said, you put me onto some information. I didn't know that you could just, take some general classes in community college and get a certificate and apply for MPI. I never heard of this stuff before. I'm going by everything he put out on that interview, and I'm looking stuff up. Like I spent 2 days. I spent hours getting stuff, trying to cross reference everything. You know what I mean? So, but I knew, bro, from the beginning, I knew he was going to squabble, and I knew he was going to squabble and then hide under a rock when it came to these to this education, because there's not one doctor I don't know who can't show and prove their credentials on the spot. There's not one.
I wanted to say this. I want to say this, that I want to say that, what we see here is being able to present information that could be disagreeable to other information. It could be opposing to what people believe, you see, but the way that it's dispensed is in a respectful manner. Now we watched Doc try to do a few low hits. We watched that.
Was cool.
We watched that.
I stood strong on my square.
But let me say something, family. We as a group of people got to be prepared to give an account. If we are not prepared to give an account of who we are in these days and times, the brothers say we in the last days. We're at the end of times. We should be able to give an account, show and prove who we are. Today I was in a temple, and one of my elders who helped me get my first charter for the Mauricelm Temple of America, I wasn't 12, helped me get my charter for my first temple in the Mauricelm Temple of America, temple number 19 here in Baltimore. And we sitting there, and as I'm thinking, I'm like, man, how many people out here don't have no connections to no elders talking stuff? How many people don't have any connection to a lineage to verify who they are on this internet, but everybody's following them? And how many people do have connections to a lineage, but they have went the opposite way? I want y'all to remember one thing, that the devil was portrayed as an angel in the beginning, was depicted as an angel in the beginning. So just because we look at a Dr. Malik flanking Dr. Khalid Muhammad 20 years ago, that don't mean that that's the same Malik 20 years later. Just because we have people like Brother Sinetta that stood on the corner and was teaching and selling his DVDs, and people was inspired, even me, to create MWTv for him attacking Moors all the time, that doesn't mean that that's the same Sinetta today. Always remember that an angel has the ability to go low, to be an angel of the low. The devil was first an angel, according to European mythology. And so, according to the teachers of the Mauricelm Temple of America, We got a higher self and a lower self. At any moment, we can switch over and go low, but we can speak the language as if we're on high. And that's what we see. People are putting up these facades. They wearing these costumes of liberation, wearing these costumes of religion, wearing these costumes of all the things that we hope that people would be, whether it's in business, whether it's in religion, whether it's in society, whatever. And they should be ready to give an account.
Mm-hmm.
They should be ready to give an account, because if Mauricelm TV ain't do nothing, it definitely got people thinking like, I wonder, is this person who they say they are? And so before I let my brother close out, I invite anybody on the channel who want to discuss something about me. Now, this is the caveat about that. This is the caveat though. Don't be talking about what I did in 92. Because I wasn't teaching in 92. I mean, I threw a cat up in the tree in 95, and I beat somebody with a bat in 98, and I did all that. You know what I mean? I'm not trying to hear that. I came to Mauricelm TV teaching in, what is that, 2016 or 2015, something like that. If you want to hold me responsible when I came on the front line teaching my people. Don't hold me responsible when I was still trying to find myself. And I continue to find myself. But if I'm in error today, I'm going to apologize. See, that's the difference between me and them. I'm going to say, man, my bad, my fault. I'm going to do better. But these people are supposed to be conscious. These people are supposed to be conscious. The Inkies was conscious when he was selling that nonsense poison water. Polite was supposed to be conscious when he was in that room accused of what he's accused of allegedly with that little girl. You see what I'm saying? Sarnetto was conscious, supposedly, when he says that, don't make me tell about my niece. Like he knew that Polite was messing with an underage girl that was the cousin of his wife. He was conscious. You see what I'm saying? All of these people are conscious when they doing these when they making these infractions. That's the issue. Malik Zulu Shabazz is supposed to be conscious. He's supposed to be conscious. Got people running around looking through sliding glass doors in an old folks' home. He's supposed to be conscious.
Yeah.
And over 20 years, supposing to be conscious, haven't accomplished nothing. If that was a job, he would be fired. He would be fired. If Malik Zulu Shabazz had a check and balance for job performance for 20 years, he would be fired. And we are going to show his track record and his job performance, because he don't need to be influencing the young generation coming up ready to fight for liberation. He needs to get out the way, and some of the elders that are serious about those boots on the ground, serious about practical application of liberation, they need to teach the elders, because he is in no position to teach the elders, the youngins. I'm sorry, they ought to teach the youngsters, because he is in no position. He's in no position to teach the youngster nothing. His track record, he's never been to the Super Bowl. He's never been to the championship. He's never beat a case. He's never done anything significant in our community except hooping and hollering cheerleader. He's a mascot of liberation. That's it. He's a mascot of Black Power. You know what I'm saying? Just the mascot. He should just get an outfit and get his bullhorn and just scream Black Power, no freedom, no death, all that. But he's just a mascot. He's not a liberator and nowhere near close to it. But I'll let my brother have the last word, and I'll text him tomorrow and see if everybody said they want to see it. So, brother, you got to deliver.
Oh, bro, like I said, bro, while he was talking, I'm loading stuff. Like I said, I spent 2 days. I got this stuff. And just to let people know, the only things, because again, when you get into a lot of the theology, like I would need a lot more time to go through speeches and go through this, and just didn't have enough time. But again, it was just, my main things was, again, his credibility, and then also what he was talking about white people coming into the nation, um, talking about Malcolm's daughter, and then something that he posted on his well, I don't want to state something that he posted. I don't want to state where, because I don't want him going back and hearing this and then erasing it. But something that he posted that that he accuses Farrakhan of going against the teachings and stuff like that. But I wanted to prove what was going on. The thing that he accuses Farrakhan of doing, the Most Honorable Elijah Muhammad was doing the exact same thing when he was amongst us. So it was just little stuff like that. And then it was going to also go into Silas, and how he claims that Silas is keeping the teachings, but Silas was doing things that he's accusing Farrakhan of doing. So it was just a couple of things like that. And I just wanted to, and again, I had to pull up stuff so people can actually see. I'm never going to tell somebody to just go do the research. Again, ever since people have got on social media, and again, y'all, I mean, I have social media pages, but I'm just talking black stuff. I'm talking basketball. I'm talking hip hop, I'm talking social stuff, talking stuff from the nation. I throw a little stuff on there. I don't have a platform. I'm not trying to get people to go on here. I'm definitely not creating a website and putting up stock pictures and charging people money for items that they probably don't even have. And then you get on here and have an excuse about, well, I didn't know about all of that, and I don't know. No, like all of that is fraudulent. Like I can't take somebody's word as bond, if they're fraudulent. I just can't do it. And that was really what the basis was just like, hey, if y'all thought what this dude is saying is right and exact, let me lift up his garments so we can show his shame. And I think I did that, but I knew from the very first question I was going to ask him, I knew he was going to fold, because I just knew it. When you deal enough with people who just always got something negative to say, about our nation, it's like, man, I heard this story over and over again, and I wasn't going to hit below the belt. I was going to talk about his perm and some of these pictures that he was wearing. Like there was some stuff on there. I'm like, man, there ain't no way you could have been in the nation and you could have been a soldier. What you talking about? But whatever. My thing was, I thank you all again for those that stuck around. Again, this wasn't a pissing contest. Again, it was just about credibility. Like if this brother is who he say he was, if he's right and exact, I don't have a problem submitting to the truth. I don't have a problem. The truth is the truth. But if somebody is saying one thing, but then you're looking at their history, and they're straight devilish, I can't. No, there's nothing that you can say that will make me believe anything that you say, like anything. So all that stuff that Malik is saying about Dr. Khalid, Dr. Khalid said, Dr. Khalid did say some things that were just like, come on, bro. Like, why are you saying that? Like, that ain't right. You know what I'm saying? And Dr. Khalid is he's on a higher level than I am. But I even said was like, nah, I'm not feeling that. You know what I'm saying? But Dr. Khalid has credentials. He had, I mean, he's someone that, okay, you know what? If he's talking about something, if he's talking about Jews, if he's talking about reparations, if he's talking about Black unity, he has a deep background that you can say, well, I might not agree with everything, but he has the credentials where I can believe him. Nobody, I don't think, no religious leader, let's say that, could call 2 million plus Black men to Washington, D.C. Dwight York couldn't do it. Silas couldn't do it. All these offshoot groups of the Nation of Islam that say that Farrakhan is wrong couldn't do it. So he has to have some. Farrakhan have to have some credentials, even if you agree with them or you don't. Regardless, hey, he still had the credentials where people who were not even Muslim were coming out. and supporting him. So, I'd rather take somebody with credentials and then do the research, But again, lastly, I'll just say, anytime that somebody says, and I'll just put this out to everybody, anytime somebody says, go do the research yourself, or you can find it if you do the research, don't trust them because they lying. And that was my main purpose of this, was to prove that, okay, you always say if you go and do the research, no, you're not gonna play that with me. See, he thought he was dealing with somebody who maybe just got into the nation and didn't know anything. No, 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 no. I've been taught by the best. Like, you're not gonna put that weak stuff over on me. It might work with somebody else, but not me. So,
and I
I
want to
would
say
love
this.
I would love to go on his channel and see what he got to say. But I hope he treads real lightly, because everything he posts, I'm gonna start saving. And if he comes back on your show again, I'm gonna hit him again. I'm gonna keep hitting him.
I don't know, man. Listen, I don't know. Doc said he had to go tend to his wife and all that,
Bro,
but
he ain't no doctor.
but he been texting me the whole time. He says Sundays are very busy for me and my family, and my wife was not in the mood for any long shows.
Bro, one Sunday where you did his show was over 3 hours long. So I don't want to hear all that.
Yeah, and I gotta say this too, to bro. Brother, Sundays are very busy for me. I teach a Sunday class. Matter of fact, when I talked to him, I was in the temple. I was in the temple.
You were still in the temple when you talked to me.
Exactly. I was at the temple all day today. That's why some Sundays I teach a little bit too long. I go over it because I'm long-winded, as y'all can see. I'm a long-winded. Most teachers are long-winded. So I go over, and some Sundays I'll be like, well, no, I can't do a show tonight. And I might hit Crip be like, what's going on? I'll be like, man, not tonight, man. I was in the temple. I'm tired. They wore me out. But Sundays are really busy for me. Sundays and Friday are very, very busy for me as a Moorish American Muslim. Super, super busy for me. So, I mean, that we can't use that as an excuse when we already know what we're up against 3 days prior.
Because I bet you if I was somebody who was like, yeah, Farrakhan's a fraud. Yeah, he this, he that. I bet you he would still be on right now. I guarantee it.
Somebody said we work too hard for our degrees.
Yes.
Can't call them doctor anymore.
and what T said, anyone who actually has a doctor's degree, especially if they're black, I always call them doctor first, like all the time. But I really believe, y'all. I mean, and again, I could be wrong. Who am I? But I'm just saying, show your credentials. If you every 5 years as a teacher, I have to renew my license. I only have to show them my credentials one time, but I have to still take classes to renew. You know what I'm saying? Like, you have to put in the work. And I'm just like, hey, you talking all of this, I don't think I don't know in West Helena, Arkansas, where he works or lives. It looks like there's a lot of white folks down there. So I don't think there's enough black people with so much mental health issues that he's staying in business, because he's always saying he's hurting. He's always financially hurting. Yeah, well, you know what? When you're fraudulent, people will see that. So, that's, he just really need, you can't go on there talking about killing cops, and then thinking that, folks are going to come in there and let you tell them what's mentally wrong with them. Like, that don't make no damn sense. That don't make no sense. So you going to tell somebody, and on his pages, he's talking about kill the pigs, kill the cops. They should do that. I mean, I get what you're saying, but if you are a doctor,
I think that's one of the most reckless things you can do. I mean, listen, you got the ability to do all that you're telling people to do.
And the only reason I got a lot of time on my hands right now, because I am on vacation for one more week. After that, and then before, brother, how many times have we talked before I even got on here? So my whole thing wasn't.
Yeah, I thought you was bluffing at first.
Right.
We couldn't connect. You'll call me. I miss you. You call. I like, man.
And then I wasn't gonna come on your show, because bro, you see, I'm pulling up the stuff. I had stuff. I'm saving stuff. I put stuff on file. I was ready for them. Like, I'm not gonna come on here and waste your time and waste the people's time. We're not gonna do that. But lastly, like I said, anybody that says do the research yourself and they cannot stand on a square and they can't show and prove right then and there, y'all, you got to question them. You got to question them. At least if they don't know something, and they say, you know what, I really don't know, I would trust them more than this brother right
You
here.
go do the research.
And I don't think he's an agent.
It's out there.
I don't think he's an agent. I don't think he's a I don't think. I just think he wants to have the prestige of someone he looks up to, and he you know, anything. And what's the best way? Like we saw it before. But what's the hot talking points? Farrakhan is a fraud. Farrakhan ain't representing. Like those are just all hot topics. When you do that, you know somebody's gonna listen. You know what I'm saying? So that's his hot topic. So I was just like, okay, well, my challenge is prove who you say you are. Prove who you say you are. He couldn't do it. He wouldn't do it. So again, thank you, my brother. Thank you to all the people on here. You know, again, I know a lot of people wanted to hear a lot of Farrakhan and all of that. My whole thing was, let's just look and see who this individual is first and foremost. Because then if we expose for what they and who they are, it will waste all. We don't have to waste any more time. I'm just a regular hardworking person. You know what I'm saying? Who follows the teachings. And you know, my thing is when I hear something as an educator and it don't sound right, then I got to check up on it. And that's what I did. So thank you, Brother Bay. Anytime you want me on there or participate in a panel, or if not, you know, it's cool. Again, I'm
gonna try to.
There's other brothers and sisters out there that's probably more that are more knowledgeable than I am. But just this, bro, it just really rubbed me wrong, and I had to say something. It just didn't make any sense. So I think we all, for the most part, seen him for who he is, and I will be surprised if he comes back on your show again. I really don't think he will. I don't think, you know, I really don't think he will.
Doc said, before you go, this is what Doc said. Doc said, let me see if I can find it real quick. He texted me while he said, I would have loved to explain my transition as a Muslim under Minister Farrakhan through Dr. Khalid. Now,
what?
That when he texted me.
Said that at 12, you were in the temple under Silas. See what I'm saying? When you tell the truth, you don't have to remember it. You know what I'm saying? But when you say when you lie, and I wasn't calling him a liar, but now I am, since it's out there. When you lie, you have to remember the lie. So I'm just like, come on, bro. And then, you know, hey, one last thing, bro. I wanted to show folks that I as a young gun, again, myself and another brother. We joined the Nation Moss 18 when we were in high school. And since, you know, majority of the other brothers were, you know, older. See, and I'm like this. First of all, you a doctor. Why you got the D lowercase? And Dr. Khalid has 2 L's. So, you know, whatever. He's a fraud. But anyway, our
Doc, you disappointed me, Doc.
Our secretary, he was so he really liked me. He took a liking to me. Like, I like this young brother. He gave me his FOI jacket. This is the FOI jacket.
Good night.
Wearing this, but you know, our secretary at Muhammad's Mosque 18, you know, Brother Rudolph, he was our secretary. He took a liking to me, and this is one of the old jackets. As you can see, it's
man, you got that off of eBay.
But this is what they were rocking in '88 and '89. You know, when I joined, bro. But just for anybody just to say, well, how we know you in the Nation? Well, okay.
Was you ever FOI?
Huh?
Did you ever become FOI?
Oh yeah, that's automatic.
Can you step?
Oh, bro, I'm not gonna toot my own horn, but during drilling competitions, you know, I held my own. You know, there was a couple of brothers out that were better, but you know,
you wouldn't like those S1Ws.
I held my own though. I'll just say that. You know,
hey, brother, because you was a part of the music industry back then. Was the S1W
in 1991?
Was the S1Ws actually members of the Nation?
Yes.
Good.
I think there was at that time, I think there was a couple that weren't, but James Bond, brother James Bond, James Muhammad, of course, Professor Griff, and he says
Somebody
that.
military drill. Karen, that's good. Military drill, not step. My bad.
Oh, you said step. Oh, I
My
didn't hear
bad.
that. But Professor Griff says that Flavor Flav was never in the nation. Flavor told me that as a youngster, in his early teens, he was in the nation. So they always had always a rift, but and then people always thought, and even me at a young age, I always thought that everyone in Public Enemy was in the nation, but Chuck D is not a member of the nation.
And that's the reason why I asked you that, because when I look back to some of these old groups, and that's be another conversation. Maybe we can have a hip hop conversation. You know what I mean? When I look back these old groups, like I was of the thought that Run DMC really loved Adidas. I didn't know they had an endorsement. They had $1 million endorsement.
Right.
I thought I was buying it because I thought they really loved Adidas, and they might have loved Adidas.
And
but
bro, you know who just
they got $1 million for that song.
You know who just passed away? I think a day or two ago. That was in the first resurrection.
Crip say they're not selling FOI jackets on eBay. What is that?
But you know who just died a couple of days ago? That was part of the first resurrection in the nation.
Who that?
The lead singer of the Delphonics.
Oh yeah, I didn't know that.
Yeah, leader. Another brother. I can't remember which one in the Commodores was part of the nation. The poet Sonia Sanchez, she was in the nation at one time. Like, there's a lot of folks like, also too, Syl Johnson, the singer, the soul singer Syl Johnson, he was in the nation. Like a lot of folks was in the nation, and then you have a lot of people too that are, in hip hop that I'll say this, there's more people who are supporters of the nation and actually might adhere to the teachings or maybe some of the teachings, but are not full-fledged members or registered Muslims. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
In hip hop. So, I've talked to a few that actually were, but a lot just aren't. Like people thought Cube was. Like Cube never was. Cube never was. He went to the mosque, you know what I'm saying? But he was never, he was
but
never
I think before you go, I think the nation was so regimented, man. It wasn't for everybody. Even to the day, it's not for everybody because it's too regimented for some people. You know what I mean? You got to be on your square. It ain't no game. You know what I mean? But brother, I appreciate you. Last thing I want to say is this, and it's to my point. This Malik here.
Oh wow!
This Malik here in 1990 is not the Malik today.
Yeah, he isn't, bro.
This Malik here was a true.
That was from 1990, huh? Wow.
This Malik here was a true up and coming freedom fighter.
That ain't Zulu King Paris that I first heard of in 91.
This Malik here, he could articulate what freedom looked like from a Afro, as you see, centric perspective. Somewhere along the way,
and being in a black school, bro, he was still looked upon as someone evil. A lot of them black folks in HBCUs back then did not want his pro-black ramblings on campus.
But let me tell you something.
You know what I mean?
When he went to, and I don't know when it happened, but when he went to work for the DC Manbury, I believe, did anybody know about that?
Mm-mm.
He was on DC Manbury, had just came off the charge for smoking crack. Manbury in DC.
He worked for him? He worked in his office? Oh,
yes.
Wow, I didn't know that. Okay.
Yep, he was on his campaign. He worked for his campaign to get him back in office. Okay. You see what I'm saying? And that's when you rubbing shoulders with those Europeans under the auspice of fighting for your people through the political lens, usually that's when you get pulled. And history shows that. History shows that. I'm saying when you start dipping and dabbing in the political arena and you start to shake hands and rub elbows and all of that, and they know what you've been doing at Howard State University and the power that you possess by not your articulation of your position up for our people, but who your connections you have. He was the one that brought Farrakhan to the students. He was the one that brought Dr. Khalid to the students over there at Howard University. And when that happened, man, listen, you don't hear no speakers going to these colleges today. Malik was the king of that, getting people to speak at colleges. He was the man. Mm-hmm. That's a whole bunch of power to awaken those who are put in a system to be trained for the system. Mm-hmm. So what other option do European have? Grab the person that has the bridge and the connection of the liberator, and now lock him in, shut that down. And we haven't seen nobody teaching at colleges like Dr. Khalid Muhammad since Dr. Khalid Muhammad. Name somebody. Name one.
And nobody better not say Umar Johnson. They better not say that. He always claims that he's the most requested, but no, nobody.
But not well, you know, Umar is a he's like this. He's like a podcaster now.
Oh yeah,
he's like just a podcaster. He's a vlogger. He's a vlogger, so he's supposed to say that. That's this hype. You know what I mean? He flaving himself. Yeah, boy. The most requested speaker. I mean, come on, man. He called himself, man. What school psychologist called himself Big Papa something?
Yeah.
King Kong consciousness. Like, you ain't teaching my son nothing, King Kong.
I want all the black sisters to sit on my lap and give me a big papa hug, and all the brothers give me a strong brotherly dap. Like, come on. If Farrakhan would say something even remotely like that, it would be over. You know what I'm saying? like when I heard that stuff,
it'd be pandemonium.
I was like, what is wrong? Like, hey, bro, like I said, there's a lot of black folks just got to be really, 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 really careful, because these new age YouTube Pan-Africanists, YouTube activists or whatever, you know, they got hidden agendas that might not be for white folks or anything, just for themselves. Like, come on, y'all. Like, we don't got time for all of this. And it's just sickening, you know. So, you know, it's a shame. Again, I'm always about research. What did Malcolm X say about, or the messenger say about research, about, you know, research rewards the researcher or something like that? You know, I did my research on this brother, and, you know, my reward was that he basically tapped out, and my job wasn't for that, because I really wanted to get on this stuff with Farrakhan and Silas, but, you know, I had to establish who he was, you know. And you know, all I am is just a regular listener who listens to your show. I ain't nobody, you know. So him trying to say, well, we don't know who you are. I already told you who I am. I'm nobody. I'm just listening to you, and then I'm questioning about you about something, and then you want to tuck your tail between your legs and run. Like, come on, bro. Like, you know, I'd rather for you to say, you know what, I don't agree with Farrakhan, and I don't like the position he has taken, and then just go on with it. Okay, let's talk about something else. But when you constantly are just attacking somebody who's my leader, teacher, and guide, just like, yo, you know what I'm saying? The same thing about the messenger's domestic life. When people was hitting that, and I was gonna bring something up about that too. Like, yo, I no, this is what the truth is. You know, you're just going by what you hear. Like, no, we're not gonna do all that. We're not gonna do all that, you know. But, you know, I don't make a habit of jumping on folk jumping on YouTube channels and doing all of that. But this brother, just something in my heart, it just wasn't right about this brother. Like something just didn't agree with me. You know what I'm saying? And I just had to. I'm glad I did that. And again, Brother Tarka, thank you. I'm man, I feel like a superstar being on your show twice. You know, back to back. You know, I know you don't grant that for everything, but again, I'd rather be more of a watcher and listener, you know, and get that information. Like the brother from the Black Panther Party in Dallas. Whoo, man,
Yeah.
that was deep. That was deep. Like that show was deep. You know what I mean? Like you're not gonna get that everywhere else.
Yeah.
You know, and you know, he definitely can't say nothing. I mean, Malik can't say nothing against him.
Not at
You
all.
know, he can't say nothing against that brother. You know, that brother has credentials.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
You know,
and you know, that's
I would
another
never
story.
question him. Even
Yeah.
if he said, I don't like Farrakhan, I wouldn't question his credentials because we know who he is.
Yeah.
You know?
And you can say anything you want about him. You know what I mean? People say, oh, they're agent, this and that. But hey, this man and his crew, they stepped out on the streets of Texas and they started to do Black Panther Party.
There you go.
And initially they wasn't shouting at police. They was going after drug dealers. They was cleaning up their community from drug dealers. Where did that change? You know what a brother told me from the new Black Panther Party? I said, why y'all don't go to the street and talk to the drug dealers, work with the drug dealers? He said, because of gang politics. Huh? He said, gang politics. That was his answer. Huh? Unbelievable.
Well, we know the gang politics in Chicago is deep, but I do remember Minister Farrakhan got together with all the gang members in Inglewood, on other places on the South Side and West Side, got them together just to talk to them, you know, and maybe put some type of, you know, knowledge, wisdom, and understanding to help cure the shootings and murders that was going on over there. You know what I'm saying? Like they're doing that, and he's not. You know, I remember, bro, and I know we got to go. I remember that there was an issue, in the late '80s, or maybe it was the mid '80s in Chicago with the Nation and the El Rukins. You know what I'm saying? That was like just stuff that I remember hearing in Cleveland. Like, whoa, you know what I'm saying? But that got squashed. That's gang. You know, that's gang politics. The minister's not in a gang, you know what I'm saying? But it's still like that's just cop out. Like they just copping out. So, you know, I'm just glad that we was able to at least get some things out the way. And again, thank you, brother. I know it's late. Thank you to all the listeners and those who stayed around. Again, I'll just go back and watch and learn. And anything else.
But I want you to. If I got some time tomorrow, I'm gonna text you tomorrow. I got some because I want to catch you before you go back to work. Okay. I would love to see. I don't want your work to go in vain. If you did some research and you got it all, and also, you know, people want to ask about the Farrakhan stuff, and you said, you know, you was going to address some of the things. He said, I think that's sufficient. If you did the work and dug it up, and you ready to and put it out there, brother. Don't let it to the side.
It's up to you. It's up to you and your listeners. If you want to, cool. If not, like I said, I got it. I got it saved. I got it saved on my hard drive. So, you know, if anybody wants to bring it up, if he thinks I'm gonna let this die down for a couple of months and then bring it up again, I'll be around. So, you know, you're not gonna get out of this one, buddy. You know, we're not gonna get out of that. So,
indeed, appreciate you, big bro.
Thank you, my brother. Islam and peace. Tell the little brothers that I met earlier, you know, like, come on, Dad, you waste a lot of time with this, but thank you. So, but
absolutely, and that's another thing, you know, behind the scenes, brother, get this witness the real life. You know what I mean? Not no YouTube. I'm with my family. I'm with my son.
Hey, it's a lot of work.
Yeah,
like I said, I'm thinking about doing something like this, but man, that's a lot of work.
It's a lot of commitment. You know what I mean? A lot of commitment.
A lot of work. It's a lot of commitment.
Definitely appreciate you, my brother. All right.
You too, bro. Thank you. Thank you very much.
All right. Peace. Salaam alaikum, Islam.
Yes,
All right. So, fam, that was a family. Come on now. Now, you know, now, Doctor. Now we got Dr. Keishwash. Dr. Keishwash. Listen, Keish. We can't do this again, Keish. The good doc just broke my heart. The good doc just broke me down. For real. He broke me down, Keish. Keish, doc was my last hope. Keish, you can't be a doctor too, Keish. Doc was my last hope. I thought Doc was going to take everybody out. Doc was talking real strong and spicy. Hamburger. Elwin, thank you. Yes, we need more of you and the brother Damon X. This was awesome. Elwin, thank you, brother. Hamburger. Thank you. Man, this is bad, man. The thing is this. If anybody watch Mauricelm TV long enough, there is no reason why you should come on here and not being ready to stand solid on who you are at some point. In the beginning, I might don't say nothing. Because some people was asking me, why you don't make him show receipts? Why you don't make, well, we need to hear him out real quick. Let's hear him out. You know what I'm saying? And I ain't see, it ain't all jump out to me. But now some of the points that brother Damon X pointed out, I said, good goodness gracious. But if anybody watch Mauricelm TV long enough, they should already know what's coming down the pipe. If you said this, you said that, you said this, you said that, eventually you're going to have to show and prove. And if you are unable to show and prove, you're going to have pie on your face like never before. And Mauricelm TV is, I mean, it's not Kevin Samuel numbers, but it's the numbers that reach the people who matter. The people who interested in liberation and freedom, Mauricelm TV reach them. And then you are disqualified. Period. So family, I appreciate you. And I'm out of here. Dang, Doc. God dang it, Doc. Why, Doc? Why? Why, Doc? Jamal Muhammad, why? Why, Doc? Modi HD, thank you so much. Abazu. Dang, 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 Doc.
He says to Harker Bay, Toronto Johnson. I call for a Moorish court on brother Toronto Johnson and anybody who's riding with him with this scandal with these videos of me and my wife frauding the people. I never saw my brothers and sisters serving these packages when I was with Daweed Ali and them and Taj and them used to come to Chicago.
I laid them old boys to rest. They was dead sleep anyway. Sleepwalking, they keep talking. I probably catch a charge and I don't care what any say. Nobody. Yeah, I'm the people's grand sheik and the people's grand sheik ain't seen a man I can't beat. Only the gods is my equal. You mortals, you just my sequel. You just my sequel. What the 85ers? Dip divers? Trying to symbolize us? You already dead. Who done got up in your head? Rent free. You wanna know who sent me? Who sent you? Leg, head. I tried to pull you out the bed, but you got up all groggy. Started talking real crazy, eyes foggy. Couldn't see all up in your ear. You're acting like you don't care. Oh, you don't care? Like you don't preserve life. Oh yeah, you ready? And you really don't care, right? Oh, you don't care, right? Well, we gon' really check that, bet that, respect that. Since you said you ain't scared to die. I laid them young boys to rest. They was dead sleep anyway. I laid them old boys to rest. They was sleepwalking anyway. I'm the people's grand sheep. I ain't seen a man I can't beat. I laid them young boys to rest. They was sleepwalking anyway. I would take you on any day. Michigan, New York, Cali, where you at? What you thought? From that town to Baltimore, everybody on the road is all raw. They ready, choppers. I don't really think you want the problem. Hold up, raise the thought up. Back to a law, hey. I try to get him out the bed, get him up. Sleepwalking anyway, sleepwalking anyway. Wake up, keep talking. Sleepwalking anyway, wake up. I don't care what any say, nobody. I'm the people's grand sheep, and the people's grand sheep. I ain't seen a man I can't beat, never. You mortals, you just my sequel. You mortals, you just my sequel. Only equals is the gods. You mortals, that's my sequel. I see dead people. Hey, I see dead people. I lay them old boys to rest. They was dead sleep anyway.
I never saw my brothers and sisters signing these packages when I was with Dolly.
I lay them young boys to rest. They was dead sleep anyway. Hey, people's grand sheep. I ain't never met a man that I can't beat. No, the gods is my only equal. That's it. You mortals, you just my sequel. That's it.
I call for a march court on Brother Toronto Johnson and anybody who's riding with him with this scandal or with these videos of me and my wife frauding the people.
I be that more you gon' remember. I'ma be that more you gon' remember. I be that more you gon' remember. To Harker Bay front line till the law call my number. I be that more you gon' remember. I'ma be that more you gon' remember, that's right. I be that more you gon' remember. To Harker Bay front line till the law call my number. If you a friend of the Moors, then you a friend of mine. I was told to watch my enemies, now hold my line. Those that speak against the prophet, they speak against me. And I'm speaking about the prophet over Drew Ali, who was the first to remind you and bind you back to Morocco, the mountains, Mississippi, and Quebec. Told you you wasn't black, proved it with straight facts. You tripping off trucks, you need to be tripping off that. Now here we go again, acting like you a slave. Family, see y'all tonight, 9:30. Let's go. I be that more you gon' remember. I'ma be that more you gon' remember. I be that more you gon' remember. To Harker Bay front